Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing very well. You join us here at MKStudios' version 2 of Dublin. It's been out now for about a year or so. We're going to fire up GSX to begin the boarding, and we're here for a flight in the Headwind A330-900neo across Europe down to lovely Barcelona. Again, another scenery by MKStudios. In the background, you might hear the puppy barking away. She says hello. She's having a mad one because the other half's hoovering, and she's decided the hoover is dangerous and therefore a threat, and she must defend the house. So if you're new to the channel, hit like, hit subscribe, and as always, join us in that live chat as well, and enjoy and engage in the conversation. It's great to see loads of you already in the live chat, and over almost 200 people tuning in and watching as well. Very exciting. Banjo, hello matey. He's got the Meta for Dublin in the live chat there. MPS Gaming as well. Ian, good evening to you, and Justin, both of you, and Gav, in fact, three of you in Australia. Good to see you all. Grant, Zato, evening buddy in the Philippines. David, good afternoon. We've got Callum, Mikhail as well. Canadian Flight Simmer, morning to you. Peter, and Zato's been with us for 26 months. Nice, love it. Thank you for the support. There she is, in our Osprey Airways livery for this wonderful A330 aircraft. And throughout the journey, we're going to have a little look at the updates that will be coming very soon into the new year, I believe, where you guys will all be able to download and update it and enjoy as well. So we'll discuss those updates and tweaks throughout the video. Those of you who fly this regularly will be able to join us in the chat as well and let us know what you can see that might be different, the tweaks and things that have been made, and I'll go through elements of the changelog. So yeah, very exciting this. A project which we've monitored from the very early days. And again, freeware, which is superb. David A, good morning. Cryos, hello matey. Ashley, good afternoon. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and we're flying on the VATSIM network. We've got the WinWing FCU and EFIS both connected for today because they are compatible with this aircraft, and I'm using VRAS, so we should get the runway awareness system giving us information as we make our way towards the runway and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll hear that later as well. Very exciting. If we get technical problems and the stream stops, it's because Sky Broadband stinks. We had issues last week where it just decided to just go off, and I think it's just because a lot of people in my little area here are on Sky, so I think it was just maxed out that day, and therefore if it does drop out, bear with us. Within about a minute or two we'll be back on. It's not like I'll be kind of going anywhere, and I'll see the other side of the technical issue, but fingers crossed, touch wood, we're not going to have that today. Should we dive into the flight deck? Let's. So here she is. Let's we'll step backwards a wee bit. It's been a very long time since we were in this aircraft last, to be fair, and I'm trying to remind myself of what it looked like probably over a year ago when we last took a look on the channel here. So some of you, like I said, will be very familiar with the tweaks and things that have been kind of done. But effectively everything that was in the Phase 1 update that we did a while ago now is effectively back in this. So we're looking at glare shield correction. We reworked cockpit lights, main panel differences with true north ref, which is here. Boink is now a feature. Main instrument panel on the captain's side and the first officer's side. So this bit here, where is it? These are now actually have functioning switches. Obviously the foot warmer doesn't do anything because, well, it's not like we can feel it on our feet, is it? But there you go, look, just a little bit of a difference there. Map light, ceiling light. So there's some differences there, and we've obviously, as we know, got the PFT brightness switches on the left hand side. Yeah, that big clunky lever there as well. Engine starters and everything are now custom. Center MCDU as well is in play. There she is. Ooh, juicy. And the door cam panel as well, and the printer apparently work, although I've not tried them, or the printer's modelled, I'm not quite sure which. I'm going to click.
And everyone on Unicom, heads up, tower is online, frequency 118.6.
Lovely. So yeah, there's the video camera selection kind of panel, which I don't think was modelled before. It's not clickable, but it's obviously naturally a work in progress. They've got the jump seats and everything styled as well. Tweaked, reformatted, all that sort of stuff. They look really good, don't they? Look at that. And yeah, there might be some differences and some issues here and there, but at the same time, this is a freeware project that's being developed at zero cost to us. So, you know, that's got to be celebrated. It's pretty cool. Floor, the side panels, they've reworked decals as well and animations on various cockpit parts. We'll have a look at those. Oh, they said as well the back wall has been done. There you go. Now, as we know from previously, I've set up some custom views before. Let's just pop in here. So we haven't got any kind of interior cabin, and it's never had that, to be fair. But I don't remember seeing all of this stuff previously before, so we could, in theory, go into the kind of cargo area here and watch the things get loaded on. And that's something I don't quite remember being a thing last time. And there's like a bit of a galley. So if you wanted a door camera view, you could set one up and watch the boarding, which is quite nice. GSX working in the background there, which we've updated today actually. And for what it's worth, apparently that we now might get wing walkers, which is very exciting. Right, let's have a little look at VATSIM. We've got Tower online, 18.6. The one thing I did wish you could do is kind of get rid of this because it's very much in the way. There's no sort of clickable thing for it. For things like the parking brake. But anyway, was it 18.6? Hopefully the music's just in the background.
That was 2 at once, Osprey 45 Fox and Osprey 490, expect PDC.
So as you can see here, mouse is up on the left, WinWing is connected, so we can increase the range, that's the EFIS, change the modes, and we can also set the various altitude requirements. So we'll be trying to utilise that as much as possible today as well. Benoit, welcome aboard, thanks for subscribing. So we're expecting the Endec 3 Juliet departure from runway 28 right, and with that we should 28 right's there, I think, isn't it? So 203
and Dublin
heading north, 210 knots. So I'll get the charts up for you folks. So we'll kind of split off north to that Delta Whiskey 129 max 210 and then round to below 9. So that looks like the initial altitude clearance. So we can set that on the FCU. You can see there as well, remain on Dublin Tower until passing 2000, then contact Dublin ACC. So that's there as well. Gives you a little bit of a clue for our flow for the work today. Yeah, there is an EFB, it's just a little bit further back. They've moved it into, I think, a nicer place.
Southern Tower, Shamrock 171, vacated November 5 on next one.
William, welcome.
Shamrock 171, hello. Continue taxi Michael short runway 16.
Continue Michael short 16, Shamrock 171.
ATIS, information alpha. So, info alpha, Q&H, I need that, I need the squawk code, and need to find out what our cruise altitude is for today actually. 33,000. That's good. Cost index was 30 for the flight.
We are ready for push and start.
And we've got 5-6 minutes to push back, so we're running a bit late today, but that's fine. We'll get a bit of a penalty on New Sky. It is what it is. We need to get our clearance.
Allowed and release point Lima for Osprey 459.
Cool, that's fine.
Osprey 4903.
When we can get in, I'll get our clearance for our flight today, and then we'll see how she gets on. I'm using a WinWing HOTAS for today, and the Honeycomb Bravo for hardware, in case you're wondering.
Osprey 490.
Dublin Tower, good afternoon, Osprey 165. Stand 400 centre and A330-900 with Alpha. Request clearance to Barcelona, please.
Osprey 165, hello, clearance via PDC.
Roger, thanks. So what is it? Flap setting 1.
Tower, good day.
Need to know what our centre of gravity is, so that's going to be in here.
Aircraft 777 cargo. If information Alpha request I for Barcelona stand 615 Charlie.
Doesn't give us the overall.
Hello, Tower PDC sent.
Roger, Osprey.
Dublin Tower, hello, Osprey 77 Foxtrot, Mike,
Most weight centre of gravity 24.9.
Alpha looking for effort clearance to Barcelona.
Osprey 77 Foxtrot, Mike, hello, expect PDC.
Going to be right up here, isn't it? 24.9. It's going to be, I don't know. We'll go 1/1.0 down.
Dublin Tower, g'day, Osprey.
Trying to remember how to put this in now as a format. There we go. Flex 54.
A330.
That should let us initiate our weights.
Barcelona with information over.
We plop that in.
Hello, PDC on the way.
Fuel planning. That goes in.
PDC, Osprey.
Now we can now pop in our V speeds. It's interesting because every time I fly these different airplanes, I forget the flows and I get them all muddled. I said that. Pretty sure I say that every time as well. So there's our routes. Out through Endec, Rulav, and then we're away without any kind of issues there. 292 passengers on board. And just have a quick look at my flight plan. 296 passengers on board and 17 tons of fuel. 7.4 tons of cargo, so an estimated takeoff weight of 176 tons effectively. But that's all good, that's all done. We need to pop in our PDC. We got cleared via Endec 3 Juliet 28 right, stop climb 90, squawk 1162.
Link 3, stand 313. Have a good day.
So we'll pop that on, switch to frequency 134260 when airborne.
Very good.
I can't remember the last time we flew here. It's been years, I think, since we've ever been to Dublin, since we've been to Dublin.
Centre, information Alpha QNH 1026, request ATC clearance.
34260 when airborne, and call 186 when ready for push start, no readback required. So that's our PDC clearance, so I'm not going to get rid of that and delete it, because it might be useful later on. Let's get the APU fired up. And we're done refueling, so let's get...
459, go ahead.
It seems like the
sorted?
XX is doing funny things, so can I do a straight pushback?
Osprey 459, yeah, straight push is approved.
Thank you. Straight 459.
Little things like this as well, I don't remember being in place last time. We'll test that out and see how effective that is later.
Osprey 77 Fox Mike, push and start approved, face west, QNH 1026.
1026.
I'll press that, I could just press it on the WinWing.
Osprey 77 Fox Mike.
Same with the VORs, let's get those on and armed as well. So 9 for the initial climb, that's all good, that's all set. APU is almost ready.
Osprey 598, push and start approved, face east, QNH 1026.
Available.
Push and start face east, QNH.
They look like they're all 3 display units. Yeah, they are, look. So that's a bit of a shame, but again, this is work in progress, isn't it? It'd be nice certainly to have the split. Quite useful, wouldn't it? So what have we got? QNH 1026.
Push and start approved, release point hotel, QNH 1026.
And that squawk was 1162, just for my own notes down on my sheet of paper next to me. 186, and then the next guy's Dublin, Shannon Control.
Osprey 784, push and start approved, straight pushback, QNH 1026.
Very good. So that looks like boarding almost complete. APU's good, we can come off external power. That's the seating configuration for today. Done.
7908 Victor, hello, expect PDC.
Pop the integrated lighting on as well.
Dublin Tower, Osprey 490.
Couple of background lights, the pedestal. BWS, GCS multi-scan automatic. We can pop the weather radar on shortly, but I don't think this actually does anything again.
Osprey 4900, give way to the company
There, Link, that's
339, pushing back off 403.
Oh,
He's
yes.
going straight back to Release Point Hotel. Once he's pushed back, taxi
Lock
link
the flight
2,
deck door.
Right, Foxtrot, hold short link 4.
And then because we're ready for pushback, how many minutes have we got? Let's have a quick check of the VDGS.
Okay, holding
Yeah, this is MSFS 2020.
link 2, right Foxtrot, and Osprey 490. In Dublin ground, Osprey.
Okay, right, we're bang on then. TD.
Ready for push and start. Osprey
It's
247,
slightly
answer the
late then,
company
really.
behind taxis left to right, push and start approved. Face west, QNH 1026.
Off he goes.
Face west after
Clunk,
company
clunk, clunk,
and
bash.
left to right.
Okay, that's good. GPU's away. No chocks. There's the ground handler. Howdy. Cat was a welcome, mate.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Dublin Tower, Shamrock 550, ready push.
How are we getting on in the cul-de-sac around us? Look at this. Beautiful.
Shamrock 550, thanks. Pushback on request, I'll call you back.
There's the wing walkers for the first time. Brand new update to GSX, so we'll check those out throughout the day. There they are, look, waiting. That's pretty cool. I'm excited to see what they look like. And that fog's starting to roll in now as well, by the way, here in Dublin. It's pretty much just sat over the UK for a little while, though it's lifted where I am now for the first time in 3 days, which is crazy.
Taxi is on Bravo 1, right Foxtrot, hold, link 4, Osprey 72. Dublin Tower, Speedbird 472, Mike, also ready for push and start.
Speedbird 472, Mike on request, number 2, call you back.
Speedbird 472, Mike, roger.
And Osprey 165, stand 400 for the queue for pushback, please.
Osprey 165, pushback is approved. Face west if you can, QNH 1026.
Pushback face west, I'll give it a good go, and QNH 1026, Osprey 165.
Tower, Rhino, Chimar Charlie, stand 122, ready for push.
Start at will.
Runner 2 Mike Charlie, push and start approved. Face west, QNH 1026.
Get rid of the music.
Facing west, QNH 1026.
Chuffing out the beacon light, that'll be a penalty.
And Osprey 2472, went pushing back, just caution the company, pushing back off stand
86 gate 409.
Okie dokie, right, so
Osprey 2472, just caution the company, pushing back off stand 400 when you're pushing
ignition
back.
mode starts.
Hey fine, we'll keep an eye on the company traffic, Osprey 247.
Engine 2, run.
Osprey 8656, they are, hold position.
There's the wind walkers. How cool is that?
Position, awaiting push confirmation, A66.
Dublin Tower, Osprey 63C Whiskey, ready for pushback and start when ready.
Ryan, I am, yeah, it looks very good, doesn't it?
Osprey 632 Whiskey, push and start is approved. Release point Mike, QNH 1026.
Push and start approved for release point Mike, QNH 1026. Thank you, Osprey 632 Whiskey.
Actually, Osprey 632 Whiskey.
Indeed, parallel push.
Position. I'll call you back shortly.
Yeah, roger, hold position, Osprey 632 Whiskey.
Engine 1.
Osprey 77 Fox, Mike, ready for taxi.
111 Charlie, well, fuck the others, Barcelona.
Shamrock Hotel Juliet, hello, clearance on the crest, I'll call you back.
Now, where are we going?
Osprey 77 Foxtrot Mike, thanks, taxi
Oh,
Bravo
just there,
1,
yeah.
right,
Brilliant.
Foxtrot, hold short link 4.
Not quite west, but
Bravo
Hey,
1, Foxtrot and link 4, Osprey 77 Fox, Mike.
Osprey 490, continue taxi Foxtrot Outer, November, hold short.
This is a
November
custom GSX profile that I've got, by the way, for today.
Osprey.
It's obviously not quite perfect.
Repeat. Osprey 490, continue taxi Foxtrot Outer, November, hold short, November 2.
And we'll have a look at the flap deployment kind of animations and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, hold short, November 2.
Nice.
November 2.
Quick engine starts.
Osprey 72 Juliet, same for you. Foxtrot Outer, November,
The
hold short.
controllers are doing an epic job. There's so many of us all firing in at the same time, and they don't even sound like they're breaking a sweat yet.
Osprey 8656, push and start approved, release point Lima, QNH 1026.
Push and start approved, release point Lima, QNH 1026.
Okie dokie. So, ground spoilers arms, rudder trims down there, reset 0, flaps 1, English mode's norm. That's set, transponder, we've got the sport code set, and we also now need to make sure we've got flight controls.
Shamrock 5 Mike Echo, pushback on request, call you back.
Dublin Tower, good afternoon, Osprey 22 Tango, stand 404 right, information Adam, requesting IFR clearance to Barcelona.
Osprey 22 Tango, hello, information Adam is correct, expect PDC.
Expect PDC clearance, Osprey 22 Tango.
I'm not convinced. I mean, they need to do a little bit of work on that, because I need to be able to see the position of the trim, but they obviously haven't modelled that in yet, so this is going to be a little bit of a guess, folks. I'll go for pitch down 1. We'll see what happens. Let's go to this.
Tower Osprey 459 will be stationary for a while now, just to find out what's going on here.
Osprey 459, Roger, you
That's flaps 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can't.
Full deflection to the left.
Osprey 459, no problem, report ready. We'll go.
Full deflection right. Just going to do the elevators as well. And the rudders.
Osprey 45 Fox, trust say parking. No, there he is, got you, never mind. Taxi right onto Foxtrot, hold short link 4.
And what I need now is my Navigraph stuff. So, auto brake max.
Osprey 45 Foxtrot, at link 2 to give way to the company 777 left to right.
Takeoff config test. That's all set. Reset the screen. And Osprey 165 request taxi.
Osprey 165, thanks. Taxi link 2 right Foxtrot, hold short link 4.
Taxi link 2 right Foxtrot, hold link for Osprey 165.
Shamrock 5 Mike Echo, after the 339 behind vacates, push and start approved, QNH 1026.
Okay.
Okay, after the Osprey
Taxi time.
339, push and start approved, QNH 1026.
Beacon light signs.
Osprey 77 Foxtrot Mike, continue taxi Foxtrot Outer, November, hold short November 2.
Can you please repeat that 77 Fox Mike?
Osprey 77 Foxtrot Mike, continue taxi Foxtrot Outer, November, hold short November 2.
Easy.
Foxtrot Outer, November and November 2, so Osprey 77
And we'll just hold here behind the company
Osprey
traffic.
490 via November 2, surface winds 250 degrees, 12 knots, gusting 22,
Link.
runway 28 right, clear for takeoff, good day.
Via November 28 right, clear for takeoff, Osprey 490.
Hold short link 4, didn't he? I'm just trying to find where that is. Foxtrot 2. Was it hold short Foxtrot 4? No, hold on, link 5. Link 4.
Lima, apologies,
Got
we
it
have
there.
a runway change for you, advise ready to copy.
That's that section. So, right Foxtrot.
Lima, thanks. It'll be Index 3, Juliet departure, runway 28 right, rest of the clearance remains the same.
And we're just waiting for him in front. So it gives us a little bit of time to kind of have a look at some of the taxi charts which offer you different bits of information.
Back correct. Push and start approved. Face east. QNH 1026.
So we're heading out of November, Spot 5, Julia, round link 2, right Foxtrot, hold short link 4, so we'll stop around that kind of junction here really, and then we'll be told in or out, I guess.
Victor, after the Osprey 339 behind vacates, push and start approved, face west, QNH 1026.
VRAS is failed up, not failed, it's fired up, ready to go.
Osprey 45 Foxtrot, continue taxi Foxtrot outer, November, hold short November 2.
Continue taxi Foxtrot outer and November 2, Osprey 45 Foxtrot.
Dublin Tower, Osprey 2472. I'm just going to quickly disconnect here. I seem to be having an issue getting the engine started, so I won't hold everybody up.
I would have got in there.
Roger that, thanks. Osprey 165, that traffic in front is going to disconnect. You can continue taxi after him.
Roger, thank you. Hopefully you get that sorted soon, Ian.
Ready for taxi.
102 Mike Charlie, taxi link 5, Foxtrot outer, November, hold short November 2.
Link 5, Foxtrot outer, November.
Whilst not, I prefer MSFS 2020 currently. Everything we love works really well in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020.
Good stuff. Osprey 45 Foxtrot, continue taxi Foxtrot outer, November,
There's the overhead.
November 2. At link 5, give way to the Ryanair off your right.
So need to focus on taxi a wee second. And focus on not getting lost.
Osprey 165, continue taxi Foxtrot outer, November, hold short November 2.
Continue taxi Foxtrot outer, November 2, Osprey 165.
Shamrock 550, tower.
Woo!
550, thanks.
Information overload.
Hotel, QNH 1026.
So,
give way to the Osprey
Foxtrot forwards,
339
link 2.
Right,
Don't get lost, don't get lost, don't get lost.
And give way to the Osprey High 2.
Oh nice, our little Boeing business jets there. They're still linked together, the MCUs. That's the runway, so this is now Foxtrot, so around we go.
Clearance to Manchester, please.
121 Mike Lima, hello, PDC on the way.
Good.
Government Tower, g'day again, Osprey 8656, requesting taxi.
Osprey 8656, thanks, taxi Bravo 1, right, Foxtrot, hold short link 4.
Taxi Bravo 1, right, Foxtrot holding link 4.
So round we go. It's nice having a kind of like a dirty windscreen.
Dublin Tower, that's responded.
So what have we got? We got right outer. Sorry, continue taxi outer November.
Caution the Lingus 320 pushback off 318.
And then hold short of November 2.
Facing west, Speedbird 472 Mike.
Okay, so we follow that company traffic effectively. Unless they go wrong.
Dublin Tower,
Then we can blame them anyway. Yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 I think still looks spectacular. I mean, look at this now, this fog and this kind of drop in visibility that we're getting. And yet, in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, equally will look absolutely spectacular.
Osprey 784, thanks, taxi Whiskey 2,
But,
left backtrack runway
outer,
16, right,
turning
November,
left.
hold short November 2.
Got to make sure I follow the right taxiways here. But in the main, this does everything we want. All of the scenery that we've been enjoying works really well. The aircraft add-ons that we've been enjoying all work really well with it. So, for me currently, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is far too unstable and somewhat messy for me still. That means that my kind of my draw towards MSFS still is on 2020, as it is for a lot of people by the looks of it, to be fair. No, I don't use any Atmos stuff, Girth. It's all default graphics and all that sort of stuff. Matt, hello, buddy. How are you?
Behind the departing company, line up and wait, runway 28 right, behind.
Mind the departing company will line up behind.
I think hopefully this update will become available in the next few days. And if you are tuning in again, just to kind of go quickly through the change log.
Whiskey, you were looking for push?
Glare shield's been corrected. They've changed the modelling of that. They've reworked the cockpit lights, and as we've seen as well, we've got additional kind of ceiling light map
Lima.
console lights, all of that stuff works as well now. That's pretty cool. The brake panel and everything on the main panel, all of this is different. True north reference, like so. Oh, it's raining. So we can have true north and fly to true on the displays instead of magnetic north.
Show my pride, Mike Echo, ready to taxi.
Just going to scrub the speed off because he's slowed down there. I don't want to stop, I just want to keep a little bit of momentum if we can. On the pedestal, they've created the third MCDU down here and activated that. Although they are all three linked, they've got the video panel now modelled in as well, and that print is modelled.
Osprey 598, thanks. Follow the company in front. Whiskey 2.
Updated the seats, redone a load of kind of modelling and texture work on that. Round we go, follow that line.
Taxi Whiskey 2 behind
Redone the floor, which looks superb.
Backtrack runway 16, repeat.
Fixed up the side panels.
Yeah, it's right.
And then basically amended the back wall and done some decal and animation reworks on various cockpit parts. Sounds really good. They need to do a little bit of work on the wipers, perhaps. So that's the first officer's side, and that stops kind of centre of the screen.
Good, right, go for takeoff. Thanks for ADC. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Oh, that's almost, it's like an illusion.
Behind the departing 777, line up and wait, runway 28 right, behind.
Behind the departing aircraft, line up and wait, 28 right, runway 2 much Charlie.
Runner 56 Yankee Lima via November 1, line up and wait, runway 28 right.
The things like the flare law and everything as well, something to bear in mind. So, with this, we're going to want to idle the throttles at around 40 feet. 50 feet above the ground, so as we're coming in to land, effectively, as we cross that threshold, we should be around 50 feet. We want to then idle the throttle at that point onwards. There, look at that beautiful retro 777 there from Osprey Airways.
Runner 56 Yankee Lima via November 1, line up and wait, runway 28 right.
So we got November 2. So following our colleague here. So we know we're going.
Tango, stand 404 right, if they're ready for push start.
That was 2 at once, Osprey 22 Tango, pushback on request, I'll call you back. Who else is calling?
That was Shamrock 550.
So we'll do a little bit of admin now, save me clicking around and looking down later.
2, right, Foxtrot, hold short link 4.
Not as confusing as I thought it would have been, to be fair. Okay, so we'll pop the brakes.
Runner 2 Mike Charlie, winds 250 degrees, 12 knots, gusting 22.
That I think is Grant.
Runway 28 right, clear for takeoff. Runway 2 Mike Charlie, bye-bye.
The public update is expected in the next 4 or so weeks, apparently. So this is the 9th update since I originally got access to this kind of preview version. So it's preview 3 actually is the one that I got access to the other day, which was a good reminder actually that this was sent to me back on the 17th of December, and I never got a chance to kind of get around to it because I've been quite busy.
Osprey 632 Whiskey, taxi Bravo 1, right Foxtrot, hold short link 4.
Bravo 1.
And by the way, Headwind, so Revin will be in the live chat probably around about now-ish, in the next sort of 10 minutes to answer any questions that any of you have.
Push out the proof, Base Point Hotel, QNH 1026, Osprey 2 to Tango.
And Ryder 21 Mike Lima, request push. Ryder 21 Mike Lima, push back on request, call you back.
Roger, thank you.
Speedbird 472 Mike, request taxi. Speedbird 472 Mike, thanks, taxi link 2, right Foxtrot, hold short link 4.
Link 2, right 10 Foxtrot, hold short link 4, Speedbird 472 Mike.
Yeah, I've been in the middle of just redoing that performance because there's a massive display threshold on 28 right.
Shamrock 5 Mike Echo, follow the British Airways triple in front, link 2, right Foxtrot.
So I'm just running the numbers again. Shortened by 468. So we don't have a takeoff shift in this.
Lima, wind 250 degrees, 12 knots.
Still though, flat 1, flex 54. Got completely different V speeds though. This is telling me V1 130.
Osprey 45 Foxtrot behind the departing Ryanair, line up and wait, runway 28 right behind.
I'm going to put these in and see what we get.
Ryanair, runway 28 right, line up and wait behind.
Osprey 784, give way to the company 330 off your right.
Interesting. Takeoff speed's too low.
Giving way to the 330 on the right, Osprey 784.
Shamrock 550, continue taxi Foxtrot outer, November, hold short November 2.
Continue taxi Foxtrot
Alright.
Alpha, November.
Anyway, that's looking good.
Osprey 632 Whiskey at link 2, give way to the company off your right and follow that traffic.
Roger, give way to the company traffic at link 2, Osprey 632 Whiskey.
I've rerun the numbers and actually SimBrief is telling me to use the same. But we are super light.
Right Foxtrot, hold short link 4.
There goes the Ryanair.
Link 1,
Osprey 165, taxi November 1, via November 1, line up and wait, runway 28 right, 1 intersection departure ahead.
Continue taxi November 1 and at November 1, line up and wait, 28 right, 1 intersection ahead, Osprey 165. Cool, we've been given full length anyway.
That was Fever 472, Mike, be advised request full length for departure. 472 Mike, roger that, thank you.
Just get a bit of squirt of power. Yeah, the sounds are great, aren't they, Clear Engine 1? Yeah, there's the overhead.
Osprey 784, roger that, taxi November 1, hold short runway 28 right.
November and November 1.
Ground speed's 23. A little bit of kind of trimming there on that display that needs to be solved. For freeware, this is superb. Anyway, take off memos, no blue. FCU's all set, that's good. Let's get strobes. Whack all the lights on. Overhead, no white lights. TCAS is already set.
Super 472 Mike, taxi Foxtrot outer.
Got the weather radar on, even though it doesn't do anything.
Foxtrot Alpha November, hold short November 2, Super 472 Mike.
7 Tower,
Oh,
Ryanair, 82 X-ray Lima, stand 125, information Alpha, request clearance.
Good old sticky MSFS brakes.
X-ray Lima, hello, clearance by PDC.
Watch out.
Justin, this is MKStudios. Yeah. VRAS. Approach is clear. That's superb, look at that. Into the fog as well, it's going to be very scenic. VRAS, by the way, is available on Contrail as well, so if you check out the links in the description below and you want to get your hands on it, you can follow the Contrail link. There's also a 10% off code for Contrail, by the way, for your first order.
On runway 28 right.
And the more modern aircraft, yeah, that VRAS is pretty awesome. I do like it a lot. But yeah, you get 10% off your order, so if you want to buy a few things, then you can save yourself quite a few pence. And VRAS is one of those. I'll after takeoff, I'll dig out a direct link and I'll pop it in the description.
Tower, hello, Ryanair 1 November Mike, stand 124, fully ready.
He says, whilst I'm actually currently trying to sort it out now. Let me just update this.
Ryanair 1 November Mike, hello, push and start approved, face west, QNH 1026.
1026.
Oh, okay, so in the description for the live stream now, 3 links, both sceneries and also VRAS, and below that the 10% off code for each one of you watching to use once. We're ready. In this rather foggy Dublin.
Shamrock 5, Mike Echo, hold short.
So after departure, 2,000 feet.
Shamrock 5, Mike Echo, thanks, taxi Foxtrot outer, November.
That's where we're then going to end up in a kind of...
November, hold short, November 2.
We'll just switch, like Amsterdam, we'll switch to the control.
Whiskey, follow the Air Lingus in front, Foxtrot outer, November, short
And
November.
it is Shannon control.
Roger, follow the Air Lingus in front, Foxtrot outer, November, and hold it November 2, Osprey 632 Whiskey.
Osprey 165, winds 250 degrees, 12 knots, gusting 22, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff. Have a good one.
28 right, clear for takeoff. Thanks to the ATC as well. It's been really good. Osprey 165. See ya.
Osprey 8656 behind the departing company. Line
Brakes
runway,
off.
runway 28 right, behind.
Spool up
Departing,
is a really nice speed actually on that.
A330, line up and wait, runway 28 right, Osprey
Flex.
866.
SRS
784 via November
runway, power set, speed's already alive, 80 knots. I feel like my sim is reverting to DLSS. A little bit of rudder for the crosswind, the gusts, V1, rotate, V2,
Philip 708 Victor, continue taxi.
positive rate, give her up.
Outer, November, hold short November 2.
Lovely. Oh, those animations. Autopilot 1 engage. For 1,000.
Yeah, that was very good. Oscar 722, thank you. Taxi Charlie,
Just
Kilo,
leave a climb.
hold short November.
We have to change to. Oh, that's absolutely stunning. And we're so light climbing really quickly.
That one's left call, yeah, that's okay.
Let's clear that green dot, so we should be good for flap 0.
Runner 21 Mike.
We'll switch to channel control. Let's bring the range ring in. And we're turning right. And we're holding max 210. Channel control, good afternoon. Osprey 165, heavy's airborne, 4,000 feet currently on the end deck, 3 Juliet.
Osprey 165, channel control, good afternoon to you. Climb unrestricted, flight level 230.
Climb unrestricted, flight level 230, good afternoon. Osprey 165. Okay, right, open climb. Standard pressure. Click the centre one.
7 to Juliet, continue climb flight level 330.
330.
Runway turn off, taxiway lights. There she is. Garen says, I recently got the Thrustmaster joystick, but I can't get the side stick to work. But everything else works just fine. I don't have the Airbus TCA joystick myself, Garen, so I'm not sure what to suggest there, matey.
Shamrock 256, channel control, good day.
Somebody's car alarm's going off in the background for him.
Shamrock 256, information is Charlie at knock. You're cleared to Heathrow via Alapo, runway 26, initial climb.
I'm going to just pop the landing light off now anyway, because we don't need it. There's the kind of glare shield stuff. That's not animated. First officer's side's not animated.
Shamrock 256, just confirm the score 6365, rest of the backboard correct.
It's very blocky. It could be a little bit more transparent or a bit more kind of, I don't know, like realistic kind of looking. Next speed restriction, by the way, is end deck, max 290, but he's cleared us unrestricted to 230 anyway. I don't think we have London control on, so it might be Unicom after this. Have a quick look.
Osprey 45, Foxtrot, contact London 133.705, bye-bye.
We do.
Rhino 21 Mike, full off final. Rhino 21 Mike, thanks for the wind to carry 2503, 11 knots, runway 26, clear for land.
Clear to land, runway 26, Rhino 21 Mike.
Okay, so there's the acceleration.
This is Osprey 8666
1, runway 28 right,
We're going back into that climb. It's handling really nicely. There's the kind of bespoke TCAS that this has. It has like an actual image of a little aeroplane. The idea there is you can see the direction of travel as well as the altitude and things.
Osprey 8656, channel control good day to set mode Charlie.
Setting mode Charlie, Osprey 8666.
Callum, welcome. Amazing departure out of Dublin. He says the clouds in 2020 are just as good as 2024, in his opinion. Chris says season's greetings to you and everyone else in the chat today. Likewise, back to yourself, matey. Hope you had a good Christmas, happy holidays, and hope you have a good New Year to all of you watching. And he says, I'm so happy that we're all flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 still. He's got 2024, but for him it's on the shelf now. Too many issues, he's still buying his add-ons. Worth it, the investment for him.
337, nothing further for you. London stop line, no longer advised. 162.8, bye-bye. Just have to
should be good skies all the way up to cruise. Some very sad news coming out of South Korea today. There's been actually 3 aircraft crashes in real life in the last 3 days, which is quite sad. The latest was Jeju Air, I think it was, in South Korea. Something's gone very wrong for them, and it's basically just slid off the runway and crashed. Many dead, 179 dead, which is very tragic. So if you're in that side of the world, if you're South Korean, thoughts with you. Yeah, we've had the Azerbaijani A220 shot down by the Russians. London 133-705. Thanks to the ATC. Have a happy New Year. Osprey 165. Bye.
Osprey 165, confirm. 0. Otherwise, 0 5, and happy New Year to you too.
Thanks, yeah, AFOM 133-705. Osprey 165.
Shark 573, Latman, stay down first. 0 shuffle confirm.
And a Norwegian 737, which took off out of Oslo yesterday. Very quickly had a hydraulic problem. And what they've then done is they've landed at, I think it was Torp, which is just a few miles south of Oslo, ended up sliding off the runway there. So a lot in KLM, yeah. KLM Duron, thank you. It was a KLM 737 out of Oslo, wasn't it? Going back to Amsterdam. So it's been a weird few days. A hell of a lot going on.
Right, 81 Lima Golf navigation list down. National 13 Kilo cleared London Heathrow, Gurley 3 X-ray, runway 25, Scorpion 1477.
So we're just going to wait for a natural gap here, where we can get in here and get involved with London. That was it as well last week, Mats. Norwegian 737 slid off the edge of the runway at Mold as well and almost ended up in the water.
Osprey 165, climb flight level 250.
Climb flight level 250, good afternoon, Osprey 165.
Good afternoon, Osprey 45 Foxtrot, Director Rizzler, confirm requested cruise level. Confirm Director Rizzler, and what's your requested cruise level?
In about 4 or 5 weeks, Flying Cube estimated for the release for this.
Foxtrot, climb flight level 390. Channel X852, route direct Lanzo, and what's your requested cruise level?
330 and direct Lanzo.
Sorry, 330, climb now, flight level 120. Qatari 330, climb now, flight level 120.
I was going to see if we had any recommended step climbs to save a bit of fuel. So there's that TCAS. I'd forgotten this was one of the cool little features with this actually. So that aircraft's going the opposite direction. We can physically see that rather than it just be a little diamond. We can physically see that aircraft going that way. The one in front of us heading along our track there. There's another one further up. It's kind of splitting off about 110 degrees off that way. 330 please, Osprey 165.
165, climb flight level 330, direct to epoxy.
Climb 330, direct epoxy, thanks, Osprey 165.
Channel 852, climb flight level 330.
330, Channel 852.
Okay,
Qatari
epoxy.
330, fly heading of 360 degrees.
Fly heading.
GB79 Kilo Papa, Molotov Unicom 1228.
Could bring that range ring back up again as well. I love this WinWing kit. By the way, in the next few weeks I'm hoping to have my hands on either the Airbus or the Boeing style WinWing MCD / kind of FMS thing. And I'll be bringing you guys some content with that when I do get my hands on it, so you'll be able to see what it looks like and how it's integrated into the sim and all that sort of thing, which is quite exciting. Yeah, Cargo 737 crashed in landing in Sweden, wasn't it, a few weeks ago? Try TAA, Chris. This is a pre-release version, Alex.
One to flight level 804, version 221.
Got seatbelts.
Question 35, direct R9. Subject 29 Bravo Hotel, hello. Bomber 2 Sierra Southampton.
So actually that's been 5 aviation incidents in the last 2 weeks. 3 of those are 737-800s. The A220 was shot down, so that doesn't really count, though it is a whole loss nevertheless.
Osprey 77 Foxtrot line, Unicom 1228 line. Osprey 77 Foxtrot line, Unicom 1228 line.
Over to Unicom, thanks for the ATC. What's your next now, Osprey 77 Foxtrot line?
Should be 3 kilo push and start, please stop W8 Unicom. 3 kilo push start approved, QH 1020. Push and start approved 1020, should be 3 kilo. KLM 1836, route direct to Laudo.
I'm focused very intensely on the air traffic controller here in case I miss something. Yeah, I feel like my sim has gone to TAA, because look how blurry that display is there. And it keeps resetting from TAA to DLSS. I think this has gone back to DLSS, actually. But I don't know how to solve that. It seems to have been a bit specific to one of the updates where now all of a sudden it keeps doing weird things.
Turn left and then 105 stop then at 90 for Virgin 331 heading.
710 g'day, Osprey 826, climbing through flight level 210 up to 230.
Chris, yeah, so you'd have to go escape. I can't do it now because I'm in an air traffic controller thing, but basically you press escape. Yeah, and if you're on DLSS you want to try TAA, but it depends on the performance of your own computer. Look at that. See, MSFS 2020 looks still absolutely superb. And visually,
was that direct to ab get?
Unless you look really closely, you won't notice it.
8656, direct pit, climb flight level 330, no speed control.
Direct to pit and climb flight level.
Which is that one there.
Right, FCU like Charlie, Molotov Unicom 1228 line.
Headwind says in the live chat there, in response to the question about overhead panel, they said we'll say more on the overhead panel in January. Yeah, so that's the overhead currently.
Charlie Golf below climb now, flight level 190.
And things like the side panels, all of this has been retweaked. Decal updates. A couple of little maintenance things down there as well, plopped in. The FB's slid back. I remember it being up here before, I think. And as we mentioned as well, we can't really see it in this bright contrast perhaps. If I'll turn the console light right up, so these now do stuff. Ceiling, console. Same with the first officer's side. Like so. Depending on if you like to fly left seat, right seat. And then, yeah, we mentioned earlier we've got True North versus Mag North, and the displays will change accordingly, so you know you're in True mode. When was when? I've just mentioned it just a few seconds ago, mate, so rewind it by a few seconds, otherwise I'll have to completely repeat myself again. On top of that, that video panel has now been worked in, that printer panel, floor, plush carpets, look at that, and then the seats, jump seat textures, modelling, that sort of thing.
Surgeon 331, descend flight level 60.
Descend for level 60, emergency 311.
Right at A1 Lima Golf, Unicom 132 divine.
Looks good, right? 330, so that's our top of climb.
I'm now 1 1433, hello, it's Disit 1 Golf, arrival Gatwick.
And the sounds, I forgot actually, they were really nice. Someone will have to dig out when we last flew the Headwind A330. I'm trying to work it out at the moment.
5224,
Minus 61 Lima Alpha, direct.
I think it was well over a year ago.
Direct secure radar 61 Lima Alpha.
Osprey flight 980 from frequency, climb flight level 270, free speed.
Osprey Fahrenheit, climb to 250, free speed, Osprey Fahrenheit.
Flight level 270, please.
Speed 250, Osprey Fahrenheit.
Negative Osprey 598, flight level 270.
270, Osprey Fahrenheit.
Osprey 784, direct Ampit, climb flight level 330.
We're well and truly out in force today. Okay, there you go. The 17th of May 2024, when we last flew the A330.
1433, DC1, Golf Rival for Gatwick.
And we did Hong Kong to Seoul for an event.
Stop flight
level 350, 74
5 Charlie Golf, Monarch Unicom 1228, goodbye.
Shot 1 free echo, ready mission stop.
Goodbye, Rhino 5 Charlie Golf, Monarch Unicom 1228, goodbye. Osprey 45 Foxtrot, Monarch Unicom.
Headwind in the chat there saying that they're still working on the Sukhoi Su-97, but also other A330 variants like the CEO version. But more on this will follow as new announcements in the new year, they say. So we'll have to keep an eye on their Discord for that.
722, climb flight level 270, free speed. Osprey 598, climb flight level 310.
ATC today is superb.
Climbing 310, Osprey 598.
Speedbird 1433, descend to flight level 310.
Let's grab that as a screen grab.
Descend. Speedbird 1433, descend to level 310.
Virgin 331, turn left, heading 090 degrees.
Turn left, heading 090 degrees. Virgin 331.
Shuttle 13 kilo, taxi on point Delta 1.
Delta 1, shuttle 13 kilo, thanks.
Please send 4 Romeo Tango, climb flight level 370.
Climb level 370, 74 Romeo Tango.
Emirates 73 Juliet, direct land zone, climb flight level 390.
So we'll have a little look in a bit, just to get into Valanta as we dive deeper into this. It's quite busy actually at the moment.
Emirates 73 Juliet, direct land zone and climb flight
Badges
level 390.
up front. Flying the DHL 777 freighter. superb
Juno Bravo Hotel, Unicom 1228.
aircraft.
Unicom 128, that's right.
And then, what else have we got?
Osprey 598, continue on heading of 090 degrees.
Zato, Osprey 77 Foxtrot Mike. He's in our Hawkstone Lager / Clarkson's Farm Special Edition 777 freighter. Look at that, beautiful. Part of our Osprey Airways fleet. Superb. I need to fly that. That would probably be the next stream. Ryanair 2 Mike Charlie.
3 Papa, Unicom 1228.
And 56 Yankee Lima as well, another Ryanair.
Osprey 165, Unicom 1228, goodbye.
Unicom for Osprey 165, thanks ATC, Happy New Year.
Clear, Osprey 722, climb flight level 310.
Unicom, Bosch. Just quickly change that across. Right, where were we? Osprey 45 Foxtrot. There's the Windwalker. Great screenshot. The livery looks so perfect on that. And then we've had a couple of direct twos. So there's my active flights. What else have we got? Justin at 656 flying along as well in the Headwind A330, looking good. So yeah, actually you can see the difference there. If we look at that and I just go to, let me just so that's the version that you guys can access at the moment, I think, and that's the version now that I'm on. Unless Justin's not in the A330-900 by Headwind, but it says he is. O-N-E-O. And then we've got Carlito Osprey 784 flying the mighty 777-300. Sorry, the mighty 777-200 freighter. Osprey 598 as well. He's airborne. Oh my god, so many flying along today. This is great. Osprey 722, Gav. Late night for him in Australia, doing a bit of remote stand work there. Again, the mighty 777. So many people love that aircraft. It's so good. We've also got Speedbird 472 Mike's just got airborne as well. I think we've still got departures going. Yes, Hergy, Shamrock 5 Hotel Juliet. He needs to sort out his model matching. Oh my goodness. Osprey 632 Whiskey's on the ground lining up. We've also got Bingster Osprey 632 Whiskey on the takeoff roll. We've got Vueling's 708 Victor flying along. Larry in his 737. Osprey 22 Tango. Mikhail as well, Osprey 459 at the gates, still waiting to push. Look at that, stunning. Madrid, Fiumicino, Barcelona. There's Peter, Osprey 32 with his Ryanair livery. That is, I believe, everybody. Ryanair 2XL going to Copenhagen there. Nice little route choice. Ergy's up. Shamrock 5 Mike Echo. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anybody or missed anybody out. But that's one heck of a fly along. That's epic. I absolutely love the fact that you guys have all dived in today for the last stream of the year. Flying along. Getting the controllers a load of action as well. Putting them through their paces somewhat. Justin's been with us for 36 months. Appreciate all of the support there, mate. Ian's still on the ground, he says. It's not going to happen. Oh, crikey. Try a different aircraft, but maybe a different location, like Gatwick or something. Yeah, Justin says there, VATSIM ATC has been chopped to shelf today. 100%. Andrew will be back later. Enjoy your dog walk. Carlito says it's been a while since he's had to concentrate that much for air traffic control. See, it's been intense, wasn't it, for a departure? But that's what makes VATSIM absolutely second to none. A little kind of environment like that the last 20, 30, 40 minutes that we've just had. Really good. The map when is Valanta. And this is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Grant says the Fiumicino to LFMN event yesterday was epic. There's one today as well, a little bit later on. I'm just going to try and find it. That it was in our Discord server actually. But naturally, of course, we were invited. There's Osprey Airways. An event in Marrakesh, there you go. They're partnering with Anybuilds and Valanta, which was the mapping system that we've just seen via Orbex, for some giveaways. And you can go to booking.vatsim.ma, and it's an event that's going on tonight. It's an event that's basically celebrating the Maghreb, kind of a New Year event out of Marrakesh Menara, and there's some really nice scenery for that as well, which we've enjoyed in the past. And I think, yeah, there's quite a few slots still left available, and you can fly anywhere. So that you've got the slots, and they're either departing or arriving, and you can choose whatever you wish. So have a little look at that. And I'll put that link in the live chat as well. But if you're looking for something to fly later, and you want to fly with Osprey Airways or something like that, our VA, or anything else for that matter, feel free to go and join them. MPS Gaming, how did you find it, matey? I know you always, when it's busier, you always kind of worry that English isn't your second language or anything like that, but you've done a superb job from what I could hear. How did you find it, apart from the word stressful? You're not allowed to use the word stressful. Justin there says, it's events like these with us where being on VATSIM is a pleasure, pilots listening intently, readbacks bang on and everything flowing perfectly. On contrast for him, yesterday in Gatwick was a disaster for air traffic control. Gatwick's always a tough one. So flight time about 2 hours 10 minutes today. Ooh, Ancient Dino there saying, just remembered we have less than 1 week left of British-based passenger 757s, and after that it's only Condor operating and Iceland Air operating the 757 left in Europe. Got a bit of cross-flow traffic there. Edmund, yeah, operate the same way as the A320, kind of. The flare law and the way this is apparently going to handle when we land in a few hours from now is very similar to the A320 one, for what it's worth. So we said it earlier on, I don't know what it's going to be like, so I haven't tried it yet, but we'll figure it out on touchdown and we'll see how smooth it is. And effectively, we're going to idle the throttle around 50 feet, 40 feet, and that should, he says, prevent a significant float. And we also need to gently pull back on the stick, but keep that pressure in. Whereas, you know, with the fly-by-wire system, as it is currently, we would twitch the stick back a little bit for a bit of kind of rearward pitch, pitch the nose up, and you could just kind of like pulse it, so you could just bring it back once and hold it there, and what it will then do is it will set that new pitch with the fly-by-wire system. It doesn't do that on approach apparently, so we'll see how that feels and how it works later. My goodness, Carlito, mega generous. Look at that, folks. Carlito's gifted 10 channel memberships for the next month to some of you guys watching today. So if you're picked, make sure you link your YouTube account into your Discord. Join us in Discord. You'll get access to our special kind of members-only area within our Discord server. Carlito says gifted 10 British AvGeek memberships, and we got Andy Boyce, Robert Go, Johan, Gary Duffy, Aviation Simulation, GD, Adam Richardson, Gnuti, Andrew R, Johnny No Cash. You guys have all been generously gifted a membership for the next 30 odd days, courtesy of Carlito. I'm gonna have a little look at your DM now, Ashley. Thank you, mate. What we got? And I'll see how this works, try and get it on the screen for you folks. Ooh. How'd you hide the big bit? So this is VATSIM radar. I'll just get it up. There we go. Let's pop it on the left. Map only. Well, some of the guys down there actually are on different routings entirely, look. But there's Ian, Osprey 2472 at Gatwick. There's loads of us, my goodness. Let's hope we get air traffic control online. That's mega. So we're all on our way to descend upon Barcelona. We've got ATC online currently, but he won't yet see us on the way in, I don't think. Yeah, VATSIM radar's superb. It's got all these different modes. So you can go default and it gives you this dashboard, and you can look at all the departed aircraft, all the arrivals that are due in throughout the next couple of hours as well, where they're from. It's really cool. Yeah, right, I'll conga line, that's good. MSFS 2020 does look. And everything else is basically as we've been enjoying before in the Headwind anyway, so some of you fly this quite regularly and you'll know the differences. But it's more of the physical rework and everything else. Look at that for a set of contrails as well. We've got some down there, just below, stretching past the aircraft. And then we've got 3 or 4 crossing over each other as well. That's default, by the way. There's no enhancements, there's no filters or anything added to that. That is just MSFS 2020 doing its thing. But if the others have gone the other way, for what it's worth, by the way, on our Discord server you will always see... Oh, there's a whole load of people still going south as well. You will always see the departures and the routing that we're going to use. So what have we got down here? Shamrock 550. Osprey 72 Juliet there. David as well, Osprey 490. I think that's all of them. That's that contrail that we've just gone over. Look at that. This sim is so good. It's a nice, much needed break from reality sometimes, isn't it? Justin's got COVID again, crikey. It's a good excuse to be doing random stuff though, isn't it? Building Lego like you're doing there and flying in the sim loads. Matt's Osprey 72 Juliet, epic. Yeah, this sim just works, doesn't it? And we know it works really well. There's too much weird stuff going on with MSFS 2024 at the moment. There's too much instability with the servers. There's too much craziness with the add-ons being ported across, and some of them now are deciding to charge for updates in builds and all that kind of stuff, which becomes, that becomes very expensive for us very quickly, doesn't it? Let's face it. So if you've got to update 10 or 15 aircraft add-ons, you're then looking at... Ooh, Sim's locked up there. It's a conspiracy. Oh, we're back in. Yeah, if you've got 10 airport add-ons that suddenly you need to pay £5 for, you just spent 50 quid to try and update some of your airports into the new sim. That's a hell of a lot of money, realistically, isn't it? So that's where we as a community should question that kind of tactic a bit more. It's good business, it's clever business, it's clever marketing, but actually it's quite damaging to all of us, in my humble opinion. What do you guys think? Justin's got zero desire to jump to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Lots of people saying the same thing. There is really no rush, to be fair. Brian, hello matey, thank you. Says Happy New Year when it comes to the puppy as well. Thanks mate. Been with us for 42 months. As a channel member, thanks for all the support mate. Appreciate it a lot. Grant says Barcelona for him, taxiing is a nightmare. Again, it's another airport we've not been to for a very, very long time. Just below us at the moment is Basingstoke, and that there is the M3, I think, running all the way up towards London. And Gatwick is kind of in this fog down here. Heathrow as well, similarly, is in that big lump of fog down there. So if we were flying out of one of those two airports today, visibility would have been really bad. Aviation Odyssey, nice. What route have you picked then? You said just booked into the event that's on tonight with the VATSIM Marrakesh folks. Justin says, are we likely to see any new liveries for the A330 on Osprey Airways? Which A330? Is there one specifically in mind? Look at that ridge of fog there. That looks so realistic, doesn't it? Let's get it from drone camera. Sponsored by DJI. Portsmouth. Probably not for the Headwind, because we've got this one, so that's all we need, really. That transition there with that fog looks amazing. Those contrails now fired up as well, look. J-Foot, yes mate, it is 2020. And as we mentioned at the start, if you're just wondering, we've got VRAS fired up, so we're getting those runway awareness system kind of things fed into this aircraft. It's an external add-on that we've got via Contrail. We've got MKStudios Dublin version 2 and Barcelona, plus the WinWing FCU and EFIS connected for this. Really nice texture work there. Kind of a carbony kind of look to it. Yeah, certainly on the modern airliners, Babel, it's a really cool feature, isn't it? Backup speed and out. Ooh, some extra functions there. I don't remember that from last time either. They're also kind of linked up and working. Yes, the link to VRAS is in the description. I'll just bring it up because it's kind of a little program that sits underneath the sim, and we can have a look at what we've got for all aircraft. We'll focus on this today, and we've selected Jenny as the voice. There's a couple of other options. Jenny's the main one, and you can also have this aircraft display integration. So that being ticked on is what gave us, when we were lining up earlier, on that nav display approaching 28 right and that kind of thing, so we could see it in text as well as hearing that audible alert. And then things like the approach monitor later on, we should hear some of this. If I get it wrong a little bit. So, in theory, we shouldn't hear any of it, because these will only trigger if, like, the altimeter's set incorrectly. And after about a minute or two, it will then shout altimeter. If you're flying the approach too fast compared to the target speed, you'll get too fast, shouted at you, and all that sort of stuff. And then we got the runway monitor on the right-hand side, extended holding on the runway. So if we sat there for a little longer, 120 seconds there, look, so 2 minutes, we would have got another reminder about being still sat on that runway. And you can toggle all of these off and on, so you can customise your own experience. I'm yet to hear some of them. I'm yet to hear some of these kind of 1,500 metres remaining and all that sort of stuff on the touchdown. So we're going to leave all of them ticked on, and we'll see how it all kind of kicks in and works. It just sits in the background, like that, a small little window as a pop-up. Oh, Aviation, that's pretty cool. That's a nice route. Which Leeds Bradford scenery do you have? You got the, I think the inner builds one's the best, isn't it? They're all converging together, look, but they're all at different altitudes. So those three aircraft, 1, 2, 3, are about to hit that kind of waypoint at the same time. And I've just realised they're also off to Barcelona. 18759. There's 2 BA City Flyer aircraft added out of London City in the Embraer 190s. They're also on VATSIM flying to Barcelona as well. So for the 3 or 4 of you in that little area, we've got Adrian, Ryanair 56 Yankee Lima. Ryanair 2 Mike Charlie's ahead, so he's fine. And Osprey 45 Foxtrot, you might have to work out a little bit of clever spacing and stuff, or be dominant. So just fly at them. Please don't do that. Jay, morning mate. Adrian, yeah, there's been a few, hasn't there? We said earlier on there's been about there's been now 4 or 5 in the last 2 weeks. Look at this for a bit of traffic clutter up. Bam, 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 bam. TCAS. Justin, yeah, the WinWing NCDU isn't available yet. It'll be launching mid-January. I'm hoping in the next few weeks we will have I will have a unit here, whether it be the Airbus one or the Boeing one, I'm not sure, but I'm hoping we will have one or the other, or both. Ideally, that'd be even better. And with that, I'll be able to show you guys the MCDU unit prior to its release, work out whether you're going to get your hands on it or not. What's pretty cool is the fact that I think the prices of them are still really low, so you're looking at 140-ish quid approximately for an MCDU unit. And whilst some people said at the Flight Sim Expo that the buttons felt a bit kind of rubbery and a little bit not very nice, for 130 quid I wouldn't expect them to feel 100% perfect, but if they work really nicely and the whole thing works well and all the rest of it, then it looks great. But yeah, multiple Boeing ones to choose from. There's Airbus versions as well. Personally, I think hopefully I'll get the 777 one. I don't know, which one do you think? Because I've been given the opportunity, or the offer to pick one. He says the MCDU and the PFP are ready for official release. Which product would you like to review? And I've just put on there, I'm happy to review whichever you would like me to. Like, pick for me, basically. But if you guys have got something in particular that you would like to see, you'll have to let me know. I think I'm more curious, probably, for the 777. Disby Craig, welcome aboard, thanks for subscribing. It says, where can I find Osprey Airways flight numbers and call signs? It depends. A lot of them have got kind of the call sign bits linked to specific scheduled flights. And yes, Osprey Airways are recognised by Beyond ATC, and I'm in fact a guest voice of Beyond ATC as well, for what it's worth. But have a little look at the British Avgeek website, britishAvgeek.com. There's a section there that says Osprey Airways on it, and you'll be able to see all of the liveries we've got available, the links to help you download all of those, and it'll also give you the links to the virtual airline section of New Sky for Osprey, where you can sign up, download their client and all that sort of thing. So our virtual airline client is this is the New Sky beta, it's in night mode at the moment. And it's pretty cool. You can see a whole map of everybody flying currently on the New Sky system. 159 flights on the system, and 23 of those are Osprey Airways, which is epic. And there's a whole load of different virtual airlines available on there as well. But it's probably the most realistic virtual airline platform that I've ever been able to find, because what it does is it actually tracks and logs your flights specifically for kind of accurate flying, instead of chasing butter and all of that kind of stuff, which actually in real life pilots don't do. Then what it does is it tries to log your flight to be as accurate as it would be in real life. So your touchdown has to be within a certain kind of zone, and within a certain limit around the centre line and the threshold of the touchdown zone. You've got to also land not too soft but not too firm, and all the rest of it as well. But it's not over the top. It does give you a little bit of flexibility with that, and it's all about kind of helping you perform better and understand a little bit more and learn as you fly and all that sort of thing. And we all help each other out quite a lot with it, which is nice. Cool. I've asked for the 777 one, but I'll see whatever I end up getting. They actually sent me, I never took a photo of it actually, but for Christmas they sent me a really nice metal machined yoke with like best wingman and then the channel logo put onto the centre of it, which is really nice. There's a little gift from WinWing for kind of working with them a little bit over the last year and a bit, which is certainly a nice gift because I don't get paid for any reviews or anything like that. Everything is independent and therefore free from bias, so it's nice that they've kind of acknowledged that actually and sent me some bits. How have I come up with the call sign Osprey? So it went to a vote. We came up with about 4 or 5 different ideas, including Midland and rehashing the old BMI call sign and things like that. And Osprey ended up winning. And then we created BVX as the 3-letter ICAO code. It didn't clash with anything in the real world or anything like that. And then 2-3 years later, here we are with a massive fleet, hundreds of aircraft loaded in, hundreds of routes, and probably Flight Sim's snazziest liveries. The Hawkstone Lager Special Edition Clarkson's Farm one is my favourite though. The 777 Freighter with the old #back British farming on there. And some special colours and textures and all that sort of thing. Kane says, anyone know about these camera views that are able to move around from passenger's perspective? Is it from the mod or how to do it? I'm not sure. I think, do you mean the walk around mode in MSFS 2024? Otherwise I'm not really sure what you mean, mate. Adrian, it's all in the Discord, mate. We've got the Pumal 2 Whiskey Star for the arrival into Barcelona. The transition is the CLE2 Whiskey, and it's the ILS Zulu 24 right that we're expecting for today. Which, to be fair, we could probably put in, because I'm not envisaging anything change, and if it does change, we can just amend it later, so you can then see what we're putting in properly. So ILS 24 right Zulu. Puma 2 Whiskey and CLE2 Whiskey. Insert. Melvin, welcome aboard. Thanks for subscribing, mate. Happy New Year to you. Little discontinuity there. So what's that relating to? Let's have a quick look at the charts. So it's Puma 2 Whiskey, max 280 knots, down to 130, BL 456, which is there. And then down to Kalela at VOR 1535. We'll be down at about 8,000 feet roughly there, 9,000 feet at that point. And then Barcelona 449, so this is going to be then the approach. Flights. Barcelona. On our transitions to... This is where they get you sometimes, because you need an additional chart, which is all of this. So the CLL2 Whiskey, Kalela 2 Whiskey is actually this little kind of extra kink in the downwind leg, so to speak. So you have to add that as an additional pin And that's how people get a little bit confused sometimes. So CLE for the initial approach fix, flight level 80, 251 degrees to 449. That's on the MCDU, good. Then 433, which is this one, minimum's 5, max 8. 443 says 6,000 for that one. And then into BL 439, 5510. 439, and then we go up to 435, 431, 427, and then that discontinuity. So that is fine. We'll leave that there because, as you can see on the charts, this section here, oh, that's really messy. This section here is the final waypoint of the transition. CLE2 Whiskey, that one there, that BL427. And then this little section here with the arrows, which are all kind of like dashed along, that is kind of your vectors to final. And as you can see there, we've got a little 1 next to BL427. We'll be at 4,000 feet there, and it says next to that, annotated on the box, 1, do not turn to final approach without ATC clearance or communication failure. So that's something to bear in mind. So in effect, ATC could at any point step us in, like so, to any of these, or we'll get to 427 and then we'll be vectored around to final approach. And we'll do that with permission of air traffic control. And then from Tebla to 260, looks pretty good. 244 degrees, 7 DME Barcelona, working down towards the runway. And then blue for the missed approach, which should be climb runway heading to 5 DME. Turn left to intercept the Barcelona radial 241 outbound, climb to 3,000 feet as directed, which is nice and simple. There it is on the charts, in the dashed line. You can see it ready to go in the MCDU on the right hand side of the screen as well. So that's everything pretty much done. After landing, 24 right is what we're using, isn't it? So I'm just going to do a little line, a little red line here so I can see our runway. I have no idea where we're going to be asked to be parking, but we'll probably vacate Romeo 5, I reckon. Round about there, if not Romeo 6 for high speed exit. But yeah, we most likely will get shortcuts from air traffic control as a way to sequence spacing, because there are so many of us flying in at the same time. In all likelihood, what we will get is vectors from ATC. We'll need to make sure we've got the ILS frequency tuned in a little bit later on as well when we do get closer. Look at that. 3 that are all neck and neck with each other pretty much. It's insane. Captain Island, welcome. Oh, Capital, you mean how I'm kind of looking around now, but I can just snap to like this wing view here and still look around, right? I think what you mean there is you need custom wing views, because if you press insert and enter, you can cycle through them all, but they're fixed. I think that's what you mean. Do you get those kind of wing views that are fixed? I do like to make use of it for that as like a taxi camera. But yeah, I have done videos on how to set custom views, but you want to make sure you've got keybinds set for kind of free look like this for your mouse, and then translate view right, translate view left, translate view forwards, translate view backwards or rearwards. They're the kind of keybinds that you want, really. And then you can also do the save custom view, load custom view keybinds. That is an absolute mess of TCAS. Let's have a quick look at that. I'll change the range. Look at that. Madness. That's that aeroplane there, look. So, good old Sunday on VATSIM, nice and busy. For 2025, what are you all most looking forward to in the chat? So if you to name one thing that you are looking forward to the most in the coming year, 2025, what would it be and why? Pop it in the live chat and we'll discuss each one as we fly along as well, because I'm quite interested to hear what you guys are looking forward to. I speak all the time about what I'm looking forward to the most, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts as well. Talking of Ospreys, Peter says he saw Osprey flying the other day and he didn't think it was me. Osprey 1, BVX1. I don't know. It definitely wasn't me. Osprey 1 is probably Heathrow JFK. It'd be someone flying that scheduled service route. Well, that straight away. A350, 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 A350. Aero with the Falcon 8X. Justin's looking forward to less A320 releases. Brutal. And the Unibuild's A350. Jack's looking forward to working in remote South Australia to go and work on the coast. Very nice, exciting. Rob's also looking forward to the PMDG 747. Me too, that'd be great. Callum says the 757 from Bluebird Simulations. Yeah, me too, that's going to be spectacular. That's what I'm really looking forward to the most. Got a lot of nostalgic kind of love for that aircraft. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the A350 as well. Although my relationship with Unibuilds isn't great. I don't know why. But they've decided to not really speak to me that much these days. The only thing I can think of is because I've criticised elements of their A300 and a few things like that in the past. And the way they're charging people £5 to update their MSFS scenery. But it is what it is. I'm quite open and blunt with my views and thoughts. And not everyone likes that. So you won't see any A350 previews from me, as a heads up, sadly. But when it does release, and I probably end up buying it, then I'll be able to kind of take a look at that point onwards. Aviation's flying Ryanair 43 Delta Sierra to Barcelona at the minute. Captain Wazza says probably looking forward to the Fokker 100 from Just Flight the most. It's classic enough, but plenty of differences to spice up the procedures. That's a nice choice. That's a really nice choice, actually, to be fair. Callum's looking forward to the A350 and the Blackbird 757. Refined Cookies looking forward to the RTX 50 series and RX 8000 series. Crikey. They're going to be well powerful, aren't they? Adrian says, controversial question, do you prefer the A320 or the 737? So, in flight sim, I prefer the 737 because it's more hands-on, there's a little bit more thought process required of things. Whereas with this, or with an Airbus in general, there's a lot less work to do. Unless it's the A380, then that's quite enjoyable. There's a lot going on with that, with brake to vacate and the onboard airport navigation stuff, the maps. So that's all pretty cool. So in a flight sim world, I prefer Boeing because there's a little bit more to do. But from a passenger perspective in real life, I prefer flying Airbus. More broadly speaking, the A320, certainly compared to the 737 in real life, has a much better passenger environment and experience than a 737. And I personally don't want to fly on 737s, so I still to this day, at the age of 33, going on 34, I still haven't flown on a 737 in my life, and I won't. I just don't intend to. I'm just hoping he's still alive in 2025. Love a bit of positive thought there. And we've actually caught these folks up. We're about to start zooming past them all, or underneath them all. So we've got Flyer 8759, Ryanair 56 Yankee Lima, and Osprey 45 Foxtrot. We've already overtaken Flyer 87 Tango, which is him there. Beep beep. Although, how far have we got to go? Because I'm very conscious of the fact that we're now all... why is that one broke left? We're all so bunched up. So immensely bunched up. Ah, Mikhail! Have you worked out what it is, mate, that's kind of triggering all of that? Alonso, welcome aboard. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. And Anthony's been with us for 31 months. Gold Frequent Flyer. Lots of support there. Thank you very much, matey. Happy New Year to you. How's the Headwind A330? He hasn't flown it in ages. And for him, he's picking the A350 as well from Indie Builds as his preferred favourite. The only thing I can ask for, really, is if you want to see previews from me, all I can ask for is kind of really politely, gently ask the folks at Indie Builds to actually consider sending it my way, because I've tried and I get shut down a little bit by various people, not people directly involved with Indie Builds, but I get shut down and I kind of end up not asking myself anymore, and I haven't done for some time, and I haven't even asked for a preview version from this for the A350 because I know it won't come. But I think maybe if there's enough people asking for that, then I might be able to bring you guys some content with it. But who knows? It is their choice, isn't it? Grant, he absolutely doesn't, does he? Does Barcelona approach not know what is going to hit him soon? Like 30,000 A330s and 777s all coming in at the same time. Yeah, Bluebird Simulations, Callum, that's the one. Justin says the A380 from Fly-by-Wire Simulations is absolutely amazing. It is. I properly love that aircraft. They've done a spectacular job in releasing how it is at the moment. Really, really good. Love flying the bird, and did a Frankfurt to Gatwick route on New Sky yesterday with Osprey. Says nice. Jafet, to be fair, for what we've seen on the video, I think the A300 quality is very average. But from what we've seen on that video that they released the other day, the Indie Builds A350 looks well beyond that. It looks at, you know, sort of Phoenix A320 slash PMDG 777 level of epic. So, providing the video shows actually what the genuine experience is going to be like, and that is marketing, it is an advertisement teaser video, so we have to take it with a bit of a pinch of salt. Providing it is as we've seen, it is going to be superb, I think, and I am really looking forward to it. Cuba Demon says at least the Headwind A330 has an actual A330 cockpit now. And Cat Wazza says, was it confirmed anywhere that we're getting an L1011? Yes, let me find out the folks behind it. I wanted to say Delta Simulations, but it's not. They were making a KC-10 originally. Aerodynamics, there you go. So they were making a KC-10, but they're now bringing out the DC-10 alongside it. Granted, it's not the 1011, but which was a Lockheed Martin, wasn't it? The 1011, not McDonnell Douglas. I'm trying to remember now. Neither did I, Jack. But I mean, that's been in progress for about 2.5 years now, that KC-10, and it's still very, very, very far away by the looks of it. Anthony, yeah, me too. That's going to be superb. If Synaptic Simulations nail the A220, again, there's another aeroplane I'm hoping I can get preview access to, so I can show you folks what it looks like before it releases, because now it's going to be payware, isn't it? And I always like to show stuff off as it is before you risk spending money on something that's not great. But I'm hoping that's going to be superb as well. Mikhail says we're only 100 subscribers short of 40,000 subs. Very exciting. It's taken a long time to get there though, hasn't it? I should start putting Real Pilot on the taglines for stuff. And then watch the subs flood in. Yeah, it did, didn't it, J-Foot? Again, that was one of those projects. There was a lot of initial progress, and then it kind of just stopped. And we were all like kind of shouting, "Oh, hello, what's going on? Are there any updates?" But there's been very little for some time. But I don't doubt if it does end up becoming a finished article. I'm very much hoping it's going to be at least EIDW's A300 level, which is certainly usable and enjoyable, usable on VATSIM as well. More importantly. With a lot of nice little details on it. I just hope performance is key, because like somebody else said in the chat earlier, some of the EIDW's products, the performance is not great. Heathrow, for example, really not good, and they're using old Newell Aero VDGS software, which really needs to be updated, but they're still not updating that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I was looking at potentially attending Flight Sim Expo this year, but again, it's going to cost quite a few £100s to get there, and where it is around Rhode Island, the hotels are so expensive that for a few days I was effectively looking at spending almost £1,000 or £800 on hotels for about 4 or 5 days, which is crazy money. And again, you know, so I'm not going to spend that cash. This channel doesn't earn anywhere near enough to sort of support that level of expenditure. So I won't be going to that, and I don't think I'm going to go to FS Weekend this year either in the Netherlands. Although that is a lot more local at Lelystad. But again, I looked at some of the hotels the other day, and just a bit too expensive again. Plus, we're still paying off Loki's vet bills, so our last dog. The pup's doing really well, Justin. She's she's doing really well. We took her yesterday out to one of the towns near us, and it's kind of like a smallish town in Oxfordshire. Went into a Starbucks, had some coffees, met some people, had strokes, met a dog. Had lots of fusses with people, and then she saw some pigeons, and she was so obsessed with the pigeons, it was insane. So we kind of stood in this little town square, and there were about 30 odd pigeons all just walking around, and she just stared at them all, probably thinking that they'd be really good toys, and they're making squeaky noises because they were going "hoo" a lot. So she's probably thinking of all the things she wanted to do to kill them, but yeah, she's doing really well. She's actually turning out generally to become a very placid, all-round, gentle German Shepherd. Oh, good effort, Justin. That's good to hear. So, just a reminder, because Tyranny's just tuned in as well, wants an update in relation to what this is going to be like, and this is effectively what we're going to get now. So, flare mode. Two things to remember. Below 50 feet AGL, the fly-by-wire system doesn't command the aircraft, so for it to maintain a wanted pitch or bank, one must actually pull the stick rearwards and keep it pulled, instead of only small inputs which would lead to it bouncing above the runway. Also, the trim will reset and go to 0 by itself, therefore pushing the nose down. So to counteract this, the stick must be pulled and kept pulled. During the takeoff, if the stick isn't pulled and kept, it will also have a tendency to lower the nose. If one keeps these two things in mind, a gentle takeoff and landing flare will be achieved. Also, the famous retard call-outs are just simply a reminder for the throttle to be brought to idle if it isn't so already. In most cases, if it isn't at idle before the retard call-out, this aircraft will have too much energy and will therefore float above the runway too much. So the flare and throttle cut must be done earlier than that, around 40 to 50 feet. And then kind of a rework inside. Oh, come on. Let's go! We've nibbled off one of them, we've got another one there, and that one there on the chase. So kind of redesigned glare shields, they've tweaked that slightly and corrected elements of the modelling and texturing there. They've reworked the cockpit lights as well, so some of the, can't really see it here. When we get on the ground at Barcelona, remind me and I'll turn the time to night time and we'll have a little look at these, all the different lighting switches and everything. Third MCDU, printer modelled. Although it doesn't do anything, and we've also got that video cam select lower E cam kind of video switching panel there that is modelled but not actually functional. New engine start and master switch knobs and things. The 3 MCDUs are linked for what it's worth. They've got now true ref instead of magnetic north mode switches, and the lights here just as a reminder. We've now got a switching panel for all the lighting in the flight deck there as well, which is mirrored as well. You can do the same on the first officer side on that panel there, which is quite cool. It's not so much a changelog Carlito that I've got, it's more of a list from the developer. That's all done. Seats. So all of this, that's all been reworked. New textures, tweaks to the models. They've got the jump seat done as well. It needs a bit of improvement, as you can see there. But they've reworked a lot of that back panel as well, the side panels of the flight deck environment, and a lot of the kind of decals and everything associated with this part of the flight deck. Just have a quick check of what that ping was. Oh, it's Nolan. Hello. And yeah, floor as well, so things like the carpet. No cabin tyranny. And Andy, yes mate, this is MSFS 2020. What's my current ETA? It's asking. 1548. Got a lot of French controllers on at the moment, and we've got Geneva as well. Yeah, so the overhead panel isn't done yet, so they're going to speak more about that in January 2025, so in a few weeks from now we should get some more updates in relation to things like the external power switching, having 2 selectors and all that kind of thing. So the information about the overhead panel will come in due course. You'll also notice Pack 2 is kind of stuck faulting at the moment as well. But yeah, don't forget, this is freeware, so they're still doing some really good work tweaking and sorting all this out for us to enjoy. And for what it's worth, at least there's been progress, and that's one of the more important things, isn't it? There's been some genuine progress with this aircraft over the last few years that we were able to kind of look at and enjoy. Just pressed a keybind, so I just want to make sure I haven't moved any modes or anything. I want to pop underneath. Chase is on. So we've nibbled 2 out of 3 off. There's 1 Osprey in front, and we've got the flyer above there, that Embraer I think it is, or that's the Ryanair in fact that headed out of Dublin with us. And then CFE is off somewhere else behind us. Got a whole load of contrails coming up behind us actually, in fact, look. There's 4 different sets of contrails behind us as well. Yeah, the Neo engines look great, don't they, J-Foot? Yeah, exterior model still a little bit, yeah, the wing structure and stuff could do with a little bit of improvements, neatening up, but at the same time, for freeware, you know, I can overlook those little things, and if you know how to fix that, then it'd be worth kind of looking and seeing if they want to have some developer texture help or whatever else. Because I think at the moment there's only 2-3 people actually doing work on Headwind, which is quite superb given what they've achieved already. There's our beautiful Osprey Airways livery, looking superb as always. We're over Limoges at the moment, central kind of South France, and probably about 20 minutes away from passing just to the east of Toulouse. And then we'll skirt over the border of Andorra. And that'll be waypoint Rocan, I think, so that'll be our top of descent as well. FPOC's coming up as a waypoint, so I think it'd probably be wise for us to do a quick fuel check, see how the burn's going. 7.3 tonnes. Just going to find that on my Simbrief flight plan. FPOC. Ooh. That says I should have 8.4 tonnes. Well, that's a worry. We'll land into Barcelona with 6.3 tonnes estimated. I think reality then we're probably going to have 4 tonnes estimated, which would still be enough to divert to Barcelona. Palma de Mallorca if we have to. That's quite. That Simbrief profile must be quite off then. I've never tried the Superjet 100 Tyranny. Because it's a Russian aircraft, I've got zero interest in it. But yeah, I've never tried it. Justin, the release is in about 4 or so weeks, apparently. They're going to make tweaks and updates and changes to it naturally over the next few days as well, just to sort elements of it out prior to pressing that go switch. Big thank you to everyone who's hit the like button today as well so far. Glad you're all enjoying it. Lots of people in the chat as well, which is great to see. Ashley says there, from the Synaptic Simulations Discord for the A220, as said by one of their developers yesterday, EIDW is helping us with this project, and they have a role in completing certain parts of the A22X. Until those are completed, we're not ready to showcase what we need to in the update. For what it's worth, if you are going to fly this and you're going to put a Simbrief profile in, generate your route, when you do your fuel offset stuff in your planning, you probably want to change that P00 bit to maybe P06. Or go into kind of custom fuel and then put in the extra tab, change it to minutes and put in 60 for an extra hour of fuel just in case. Because that fuel burn definitely needs tweaking in the Simbrief profile, I think. Because that's very, very different to what we have been planning and expecting. And that's with some Direct 2s as well, actually, for that matter. So we'd have had even less fuel on board if we'd have stuck to precise routing. Kim Demon says he's heard that Our Lady Air does flights to Shannon, Barcelona. Justin says, having used Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, he's asking me what are some reasons to buy it. To be really honest, I don't think there are any reasons to buy it. If you've got MSFS 2020, and you know, having flown in MSFS 2024 a few times myself, if I'm really brutally honest, I don't see any point in buying it just yet. Because MSFS 2020 does everything we want it to. All of the keybinds are really good, and we've got used to those. And everything that we've got works in it as well. The frustrating thing with 2024 is they've changed all of the default keybinds. So that muscle memory of, for some people, like pressing B to have your altitude, your altimeter sync with the current QNH, for example, that is now for some reason the comma button. So you're going to have to entirely recreate your muscle memory, retrain your muscle memory the whole way through learning MSFS 2024. I don't understand why they didn't just keep the keybinds as they are. I can't work out the logic behind it. And this is what, a month after it's released now. I still can't work it out. But I did think they maybe tricked us a little bit, because there was a whole lot of promise of 90% of everything will port across effortlessly and it will just work outside the box on day one. And what we've actually found is the servers are an absolute shambles. They're still a bit problematic to this day. The marketplace still isn't properly ready, and it's now post 1 month from release. And a lot of the aircraft that we enjoy that have got any level of decent detail, a lot of them need fixing, tweaking, updating. Some of them have been updated, granted, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's frustrating. But like Ian says in the chat, 2024 does run a little bit smoother, and it does utilise some parts of your computer a bit better. But what I hate is it's drawn this whole like, oh, you've got our airport scenery for Microsoft 2020, but if you want us to update it and fix some bugs and maybe change 1 or 2 textures here and there that you probably won't notice, it's £5 please, from some of the developers. And I just think it's a bit of a, some people have used it as an opportunity for a mega crash grab, and a lot of people have rolled over and just kind of had their bellies tickled and gone, oh okay, £5, that's okay. But what they fail to realise is they've got sort of 10 of those sceneries, as we mentioned earlier, and suddenly you've got £50 that you've spent on add-ons that you've already paid for. Just a bit naughty, the whole thing. And more people need to kind of shout out and resist it, and make some of these developers change their tactics a little bit. Because if, yeah, for what it's worth, without any of us, a lot of these folks won't be even in business. So there needs to be a little bit of more of appreciation of the community, I think. It's gone the other way with MSFS 2024. We were doing quite well in 2020. 2024 has arrived, and all of a sudden some developers have rubbed their hands together and gone, yes, money. Which, yeah, it's not great, is it? Like Justin says there, some people have spent thousands on add-ons. So why should they pay another 50 quid, another £100 for stuff they've already owned? Especially when there were a lot of promises early days of, that's okay, we'll update for free, or it will just port in and it'll work out the box. Aero, it depends on the developers, mate. Ian, no, well, Asobo are in bed with a lot of these folks, don't forget. You know, IndyBuilds have made half of their aircraft in the new sim, for example, like the A400M and all that sort of stuff. So it's in their interest, because eventually a lot of these add-ons will end up in the marketplace, where people will need to sort of pay for elements of it again. It's slightly better Z, but again, it depends on what system you've got. Not everybody has noticed a difference in performance. One thing that is frustrating me though is I've got both simulators installed, and actually that's a that's a hell of a lot of storage space on my computer. I've almost gobbled up 1.7 terabytes worth of 2 terabytes of storage across 2 NVMe slots. So at some point I need to work out a definitive line where enough things have been updated to work in 2024 for me to then just go, right, you know what, we've got enough now, and then I'll remove 2020 entirely and just focus on 2024 going forwards. And I think maybe for another 2 or 3 months I might need to have both simulators installed, but I'm almost out of storage space, so I might be forced to make that decision sooner rather than later. Ashley says there are some developers already holding Asobo's feet to the coal fire to get the simulator fixed so that Microsoft 2020 add-ons work properly without any add-on updates. PMDG is one of those. Profound, welcome. Let's go to 160 on that. We'll do our WinWing EFIS. Go to the performance page. Have a little look at. Hey Dusty, welcome mate. Have a look at the Met off Barcelona in the live chat. 210 at 6. I always put the win first, even though it's third on the list, but that's the one that stands out to me the most. Every time. 1028, 14 degrees. So, transition level. Oh, we've got information Delta. Transition level 70. Lovely job. Right, okay, good. That works. And then we need the minimums. So, what did we do earlier on? We had a little look at this. We'll pop in 146 on the rad out. But again, I'll probably hand fly the last little bit. I'm quite tempted to do a config 3 landing, to be honest. I'm going to run the performance data thing in dispatch on SimBrief, see what it gives us. Oh, wrong one. Landing performance. Order brake low. T113. Oh, there's only a little bit difference. We'll stick to full flat, we'll see what it does. What do you guys think? Okay, and that's now auto-tuned as well, so we want to make sure that the charts match. So what have we got here? 1095244, BCA for the 3-letter code, and BCA BCN. Seven DME. So BCA. Let's see what it gives us for fixed rings. BC. A 65 miles, and we want 244 /7.
Nice crossing traffic up here.
Oh wow! It is. 2 there. 1 above. Absolutely. 1 over there as well. That's an absolute cracker. That's really cool. And then we want the kind of back course for the runway for a big old extended centre line, so 064 for 06 left. And then BCA, do a 4 mile fixed ring as well. Sets. Anthony, welcome. Alex, good afternoon. James, good to see you. And then we've got Barcelona approach 131125. Let's see if it does split comms. Ooh, top of descent's coming in actually quite quick now, 60 miles. So we'll go water brake low, 3-3, full flat config, data sets. We've done that. We've checked the approach earlier. We've checked the frequencies and the minimums. Right, so let's see if it does split com. In which case we want LEBL ATIS 18655.
Approach transitions to runway 24
we'll have a little read of this.
High intensity runway operations in force. Wind 210 at 6.
Wait for it to refresh. Well, I'm not sure actually what terminal we were parking at, folks. Actually the main one, T1.
Transition level 70.
Just don't know which.
Barcelona
big bit.
Airport 8 is information Delta. Advise on initial contact. You have information Delta. This is Barcelona Aircraft Airport 8 is information Echo. At time 1500 Zulu.
Just changed.
Runway in use
Echo.
for arrivals 24 right. Expect ILX Zulu approach runway 24 right. Caution, on nav approach transitions in use from initial approach 6. Check SMS. Expect 2 Whiskey approach transitions for runway 24 right. High intensity runway operations in force. Wind 210 at 6. CAD OK. Temperature 14. 2.7. QNH 1028. Transition level 70. This was Barcelona EL.
Cool, so Pyro is in force. So if you don't know what that means, basically we want to spend as little time on the runway as possible. So we plan to vacate on the high speed exits and we configure the aircraft. We configure the aircraft accordingly to make sure we're on the runway for the least amount of time possible. 131, 125, Lomra. So Pumal's probably where we're going to speak to the controller. Just going to have a quick look-see on VATSIM radar. We're all starting to fly in now. Looking busy. Huge line of aircraft. Superb. Best fly along we've had in a while. Appreciate every one of you guys taking the time to fly along today. And I would try and spot as many landings as we can as well. Once we park up on the stand, it'll be quite exciting. Where's my top descent marker? There it is. There's so many airplanes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on TCAS alone, not including my own big yellow one that's on the screen. Epic. 5.5 tons of fuel. Crikey, we're burning through this way too fast. That fuel burn is really not right. I'd go for plus 10 on the fuel offset, folks. Just as a on a win kind of thing without calculating anything. But where are we now? Lomra. What should we have on the estimated fuel plan? We should have 7.1 tons of fuel on board. That's really not right. Jeez. How much fuel did you have initially, Justin? We initially had 17.2 tonnes. We're supposed to have done an en route burn of 10.3, but that is actually horrendously off. That's quite worrying, actually, how off that is. Oh, hold on. You know what the problem is? We missed the step climbs. So because it's not functional, and I didn't notice it because I didn't think to just double check. See that? So it says on the route, file 330, keypad step to 390, GWC 390, SITET 350. Yeah, that's big though. So I mean that proves the point in a way. If you aren't utilising step climbs, certainly on long hauls, you're probably not having enough fuel. But that's where it gets confusing because you've got, for example, what have we got here? Okay, well that just doesn't do anything. Like step altitudes, for example. When we typed this in earlier, we went, right, okay, 390, not yet implemented. And that'd be so key. If they could get something like that working, step climbs, it would be so useful in this aeroplane. And that would be a feature I'd like to see sooner rather than later. Alright, well we're going to be very low on fuel. This might get quite sweaty. Part of me is tempted to climb to 350, but there's no point. Philip says it does work, but the waypoint then the altitude. We shouldn't... okay, maybe that one element isn't implemented. You shouldn't need to put the waypoint, if that makes sense, because you says there optimal step climb, enter altitude only.
Traffic, traffic.
So let's try flight level 390, road cam. Oh, chuffing heck.
Traffic, traffic.
Step ahead. Okay, so that works. It doesn't work as you want it to, though. Not ideal. 1.8. He's now descending towards. That's really not ideal for us either. So we're going to go Mach 80. Let him just get ahead. What's that? Who's the speed? Who's the person in front again? What's your speed?
Traffic, traffic. Monitor vertical speed.
So that's quite cool. 460 knots ground speed, 468 there. Jesus. Right, let's just go offset. Right, 200 for spacing. I'm going to go to manage descent mode.
Clear of conflict.
I'm going to work it down. Self. I'm going to set that speed mode to 280. How much has he slowed down by? Christ. is that now? Barcelona approach 131125. Okay, we'll clear that master caution. Getting warnings for low fuel here. Yeah, John, as you're saying now, we still need to be able to divert, but obviously we're not going to have that ability. Barcelona approach, good evening, Osprey 165, A330-900 with information echo. We're on track to Puma, we've just gone heading 180, 30,000 feet for separation.
Osprey 165, thank you very much. Help me out with the separation there. Maintain that present heading. If you can give me 10 more to the right, 10 more to the right, be great. And continue the same flight level 80, plan for the ILS 2, low approach runway 24 right, and the Charlie Lima Echo 2 Whiskey transition.
Roger, we'll go white 190, continue descent 8,000, and ILS Zulu 24 right, Charlie Lima Echo 2 Whiskey transition, Osprey 165.
Ryanair 560 Yankee Lima, turn left 30 degrees for sequence as well.
Fuel left right, tank levels low.
Right.
Fuel mode, select manual. If no fuel leak, fuel crossfeed on. Okay, we're actually going to have to do this now. Fuel mode selector manual. Crossfeed on.
3 Bravo Bravo, radar contact, line level 190. Osprey 490, descend 2,300 feet, clear the ILS Zulu approach, runway 24 right.
Okay, 2,300, clear the ILS right,
Barcelona approach, g'day, Osprey 8626, current flight level 330, descending through top of descent.
So we've been vectored already now.
Osprey A5, 8656, Barcelona, hello. Radar contact, clear Puma 2 Whiskey via the Charlie Lima Echo 2
60
Whiskey
miles,
transition,
5,000 kilos, should have enough.
Level 80. Down to flight level 80 for Osprey 8656. Ryanair 1907, will you copy, voice?
I don't want to tell him that I'm low on fuel. And we're going to try and be on idle descent for as long as possible. And I don't want to deploy speed brake, I want to keep this as efficient as I can. 18, 105. Yeah, that's why like a fully integrated step altitude system on this would be so vital at 105. Because it would stop things like this from happening. Change the roads.
Ryanair 28 to go, Barcelona, hello, radar contact, line for level 240.
Line for level 240, Ryanair 28 to go.
Osprey 77 Fox Mike, descend 2,300 feet, clear the ILS Zulu approach, runway 24 right.
Cleared ILS approach 24 right and descend to 2,300. Osprey 77 Fox.
But yeah, all round actually very pleasant.
And Osprey 165 by direct Bravo Lima 449.
Direct Bravo Lima 449, Osprey 165.
Right,
okay, managed.
Yankee Lima, direct Bravo Lima 449.
Change that mode, go to 2300. We'll be able to divert just about. Somebody's got an open mic there. I'm just looking at different options here. So Palma de Mallorca as our alternative might not be the best option. We might end up looking to go to... Oh, actually, yeah, Palma de Mallorca probably would be our best option because Valencia is a bit too far. It's either that or we look for some smaller airports. Tarragona, might have to fly with vectors to that, for example.
Someone's got a hot mic there.
Osprey 784, there you go. Yeah, enough to fly to the cross site.
A7 time to go.
Carlito, hot mic.
Siberiano, necesitamos aumento de ascenso a 29.000.
Siberia 1219, dejando mi espacio con el 22.8, hasta luego.
Con 22.8, hasta luego, Colina, Siberiano.
Osprey 490, come to the tower 118.105.
Go to that now.
Okay, 105, Osprey 490, connect.
Osprey 784, you have a hot mic. If you can hear me, your radar contact via Pullman 2 Whiskey, via Charlie Lima Echo 2 Whiskey, expect the Alice Zulu 2 for right.
Just going to drop that by 5. Look at that.
And we're not reply via text. You're not transmitting. Reply via text. Fly A7 Tango, Barcelona, squawk 6266.
Let's see how crazy the situation is around us. Look at that.
Barcelona approach.
Charlie's already doing a really good one.
Right, up flight level 190,
Really, really good job of it.
Inbound, Rockham.
Osprey 598, Barcelona, hello, radar contact, Pullman 2 Whiskey via Charlie Lima Echo 2 Whiskey transition. Expect the Alice Zulu approach my 2 for right.
Reworked cockpit ads, yeah. Like new glare shields, third MCU. They are all 3 linked though, as we said earlier. Video, printer, those bits modelled in. The new engine master mode switches and everything, all part of it as well.
Okay, I hear you now, finally. The same flight level 80 Osprey 784.
That's good. Overhead's still the same though. Where are we now? 15. See what signs. Last work, Carlito, sorting that, buddy. Good effort.
Very good. Fly A7 back with the same flight level 80. Flyer
Back to 2000. See how it does for the VNAV ball.
Right, to my Charlie, flight rate Bravo Lima 423, descend altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1028.
Drop that to 270, just give us a little bit of a buffer for the speed there.
QNH 1028, right near too much, Charlie.
Runner 63 Papa Bravo, Lima airspace, Unicorn 128.
This is getting busy again, isn't it?
Alpine 19 Delta Whiskey, radar contact, climb
Epic.
level 190. 190 for Alpine 19 Delta Whiskey. Runner 282 Golf, Lima airspace, Unicorn 1228.
Unicorn 1228, runner 282.
Carlito, all good, mate. That's it's a good effort. The thing is, when you've got a hot mic, you don't actually know that you've got a hot mic. But like your Boeing TCA Thrustmaster's playing up as well, like mine is. I haven't actually plugged mine in for a long time now.
Osprey 377 Fox Mike, onto the tower 118105.
118105, thanks for ADC. Good night, Osprey 77 Fox Mike.
For now, it's getting busy.
Osprey 22 Tango, flight rate Bravo Lima 423, descend 4,000 feet. The QNH 1028.
Direct Bravo Lima 423 and descend 4,000 feet, Osprey 22 Tango.
If we go to Palma de Mallorca, we'll be on fumes, so we'll have to do a go around, declare a pan for fuel, and then go and try again for another landing in Barcelona. Effective. I think that's probably going to be the best option.
Osprey 72 Juliet
for this issue with fuel burn today, since we've missed the step climbs. Nice is too far north. We'll be right. Oh, get her down. Failing that, we'll just do gear up landings like everyone else has been doing this week in aviation.
Ryanair 550 Yankee Lima, reduce speed to 220 knots.
Canadian Flight Sim, not yet, buddy. A330 doesn't work for 2024 just yet. Good question though. Don't think that's been asked yet.
56 Yankee Lima, descend flight level 90.
So lights, signs.
Barcelona approach, Shamrock 550 with you, flight level 340.
Gyro 550 Barcelona, hello, I need to give
yeah,
you
that was awful
separation
cubing.
between you and the previous traffic.
Like we said earlier today,
Right.
there's been so many different
Degrees for
incidents.
sequence, expect the Alice Zulu approach from a 24 right, and the same flight level 80.
Look at that.
Roger.
All these aircraft.
Right acceleration. And, sorry, come again with that.
There's 3 there alone. 4 behind. There's 1 behind me.
080.
It's 4th.
Little 080.
Amazing job.
Right there to my Charlie, speed 210 knots.
Speed 210, too much, Charlie.
Right there, 22 Tango, speed 210 knots.
Sorry, say again, hold 2 Tango?
Speed 210 knots.
Speed 210 knots, Osprey 2 Tango.
Oh, my wing's vibrating.
Osprey 72, Judah, speed 210
I've deployed the speed brake. My wing base is, the actual stick is vibrating. I've never felt that before.
200 knots.
That's epic.
Right there to my Charlie, send 2,300, clear, let's Zulu 24 right.
Standard 2,300, clear, let's Zulu 24 right. Right there, too much, Charlie.
Osprey 165, join the Charlie Lima Echo transition.
Wilco, Osprey 165.
Right there, 56 Yankee Lima.
Down to 250.
Charlie Lima Echo.
Now I need to do the transition, so we're joining in early. Look here. There's the charts, there's our little badge, 449, we'll be turning in. So we've got a couple of tight turns ahead of us now. No speed restrictions beyond max 250, which was there.
195, Arizona Squawk 6270.
Cool. Oh, my work's really cut out now. Really busy.
Alright, Osprey 45 Foxtrot, Flight Rate Bravo Lima 423, descend 4,000 feet. QNH 1028.
Bravo Lima 423, descend.
That 4,000 QNH 1028.
4,000 QNH 1028.
Cool, 10 minutes to landing.
Approach NS 195, we're at flight level 28 to 14 inbound.
195 Squawk 6270.
Keep an eye on this turn.
Chambra 550, flight direct to Charlie Lima Echo. Chambra 550, direct Charlie Lima Echo.
7550.
4.5 tons.
Charlie Lima Echo.
Charlie Lima Echo.
Osprey 45 Fox, Brother 8 Bravo Lima 423.
Bravo Lima 423, yeah.
Osprey 22 Tango, descend 2,300, Dallas Zulu 24 right.
Descend 2,300 and clear island Zulu 24 right, Osprey 2 Tango.
Osprey 72 Judah, descend 2,300, Dallas Zulu 24 right.
Descend 2,300.
Turning left. There's a hell of a lot going on here with this.
Right there to my Charlie, speed 180 knots, still 60 ME.
18026, 180 much, Charlie.
Osprey 22 Tango, 18026.
He's firing on all cylinders, this guy. VATSIM Spain.
Osprey 72 Julia, 18026.
1826, Osprey 72.
Right there to my Charlie Tower, 118105.
18105, too much, Charlie. Adios.
Alpine 19 Delta Whiskey Lima Airspace Unicorn 1228.
What do you reckon, guys? Fantastic ATC today, hasn't there? Both on the departure and now the arrival as well. Epic.
Osprey 22 Tango Tower 118.105.
118.105, thanks for the ATC, Osprey 2 Tango.
Yeah, the LNAV's a bit wide. You can see there, BL439's there, so it's actually kind of, it's going to brush over that nicely, but then it's not following the line accurately.
Descend altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1028.
I might wash the speed down to 235 to be fair. That should help a turn a bit sharper.
Bravo Lima
There's the Barcelona coastline.
Down to 4,000, QNH 1028, Osprey 86.
Bravo Lima 423.
Bravo Lima 432, Wilco, Osprey 66.
Osprey 45 Foxtrot, there is to Tesla, descend 2,300, clear the other Zulu approach and with 24 right.
2,300, direct Tabla, third island,
Osprey 598, request descent.
Osprey 598, descend for the way 0.
80.
80, break, Ryanair 21 Yankee, Alpha Yankee with our contact line for level 190.
Climb 190, 1 Yankee.
One behind me. Very close behind me, actually.
Osprey 2, Osprey 72 Julia, contact the tower 118, 105, adios.
Tower 118, 105,
Osprey 8656, reduce speed to 200 knots.
Down to 200 knots for 8636.
Osprey 165, descend 4000, QNH 1028.
So 4000 QNH 1028, Osprey 165.
Runway 56 Yankee Lima, descend 4000, QNH 1028.
028. We'll do the other instrument there as well. So just go open descent.
550, what's happening with Charlie Lima Echo? Direct Charlie Lima Echo.
Charlie Lima Echo, Shamrock Papa.
So I feel like somebody's going to fly straight through me in a minute.
Sweeper 195, reduce speed to 240 knots, and descend flight level 80.
Roger, Pushback 240 down to 00. 195.
195, and clear Charlie Lima Echo 2 Whiskey transition.
Roger, clear Charlie Whiskey, Charlie Lima Echo Whiskey 2 transition.
Barcelona approach Osprey 66, requesting further vessels beyond Bravo Lima 423.
Okay, then
good
fly
approach mode active.
heading after Bravo Lima 423, fly heading 270 degrees, send 2,300 feet, clear Alice Zulu, runway 24 right.
270 degrees.
Ran that off to 1500 foot per minute just to smooth that out. Again, I don't want to use speed brake because it's just so
You're clear Alice
inefficient.
Zulu, 24 right.
I will arm it now.
Still Alice Zulu, 24 right, 86.
Osprey 165, turn right, direct to Tebela, and descend on to 2,300 feet, clear the Alice Zulu, approach runway 24 right.
Right direct Tebla down to 2,300, cleared ILS Zulu 24 right, Osprey 165. 2,300. Round we go, direct Tebla. It's actually quite a nice ILS intercept at this speed, kind of like this. 1,200 foot per minute would be nice, that'll do us.
Huele 9206, muy buenas, está en contacto radar.
5 aircraft in front. Epic.
La transición Lesba 2 Whisky, espera el IS Zulu 24 derecha.
And I'm keeping my speed up because I know I've got somebody behind me.
Osprey Mike, flight level 250.
45 Foxtrot, 180 knots to 60 ME, tower 118, 105. Osprey 45 Foxtrot, speed 180 knots to 6, tower 118, 105.
12175.
Yankee Lima, turn right, heading 110.
Full ATC in Barcelona. Got ground online as well. So we've gone out of range of the ILS. That should come back in shortly.
Osprey 8656, speed 180 knots to 60 ME.
180 knots, still
17, one above. What the?
For 8636.
Jeez!
Ryanair 31 Alpha Yankee Lima, especially for 1228.
What?
Unigo 1228, Ryanair 31 Alpha Yankee, ciao.
Flyer 87 Tango, descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1028.
Let's whack her up to 4.
Flyer 87 Tango, descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1028.
245. Let's help the Ryanair out behind. Low and fast.
Osprey 165, speed 180 knots until 60 ME.
180 till 6, Osprey 165.
Osprey 165, if I can clear you for the approach, you're clear out of Zulu approach, runway 24 right.
Roger, we're just establishing now, 24 right, Osprey 165.
Ryanair 56 Yankee Lima, turn right, heading
John, John, thank you, mate.
300, clear out of Zulu 24 right.
Was it 180 till 6, wasn't it?
Ryanair 56 Yankee Lima, speed 180 knots till 6.
Yeah. Got one in front, one behind. So sort that out.
4906,
We'll keep the descent. 500 foot per minute should be good down to 2,300. That's our clearance limit. Locks captured. Get autopilot 2 engaged as well. 220's good.
472 Mike, clear. Charlie Lima Echo 2 Whiskey transition. Expect Yellow Zulu approaching with 2 for right. And the
Last
flight
one.
level 80.
Zata, don't worry about the loss, mate.
The Charlie Lima Echo 2 Whiskey transition for the ILS Zulu runway 24 right, descend now, flight level 80.
Good. Yeah, that is arms. VRAS is armed as well, by the way, so we should get ILS stuff from the controller shortly.
87 Tango, direct table last, SN 2300, ILS Zulu 24 right.
3940. We're going to be on fumes if we have to go around.
Osprey 8656 Tower 118105.
VRAS is set in the background, waiting to go. So we should get approaching.
Thank you,
24
Osprey
right.
165, the tower for you is 118105, adios.
Tower 118105, thanks ATC, adios, Osprey 165.
Osprey S784, descend altitude
Let's go to flat 2 here.
QNH 1028.
Sort out the plane, aviate, navigate,
Osprey.
communicate.
Hello, Barcelona, continue.
18105.
Continue number 3, 8066.
Oslo Tower, good evening, Osprey 165, heavies inbound 180 till 60 ME, ILS 24 right. Oh, Chaffinek.
Osprey 45 Foxtrot, the wind is due, wind 0 degrees, 5 knots, Charlie 2 for right, clear to land, vacate to the left. Osprey 165, hello Barcelona, continue as number 3.
Continue number 3, good evening, Osprey 165. Glide slope's coming up. 2,300, 160 till 6. Oh, sorry, 180 till 6. It's quite quick. And so glide slope's going to be alive. Let's get the gear down. Whoa, my WinWing yoke is, my WinWing stick is vibrating again. I've never felt that before. That's superb. They've got that working really nicely. The whole stick's like vibrating. I can feel it like as if like the airplane's shaking now. I've just now deployed the gear. Ground spoilers arms, flaps 2, gear down 3 green, auto brake low, lights and signs, low fuel.
Osprey 8656, expect late landing clearance.
Tristan, it's more in the sense of like you would feel the vibration built into the aircraft, but they can't put that in the seat, can they? Unless you've got like a butt kicker. So WinWing have put it into the stick instead, so you feel something. I think it's really cool. It's kind of like it's not like a realism thing, but it's more of a way that you can get some sort of feedback or feeling from the aeroplane. They've decided to implement.
Gunner 56, Yankee Lima, hello Barcelona, continuous number 4.
Speed, manual fuel. I thought the glide slope was going to come alive, but actually it's kind of just there it is. So I've got the gear down a bit early. 7 miles, so we'll be reducing to final approach speed very soon. Tristan's got a WinWing joystick for Christmas. It's great so far, still getting used to it. Got his nose wheel steering back from the thrustmaster pitch. Oh my god, there's a go around ahead of us. There we go, it's an eye.
Around 8626,
Get a final approach speeds. Ball's going to idle, flap 3. It's going to help get us a little bit of drag. And full flap. Yeah, my fuel situation is not great. My feedback to WinWing this year.
Osprey 165, the wind is still 10 degrees 5 knots. Shall we do right, you clear the land, vacate to the left.
Clear land and vacate left, Osprey 165.
Osprey 45, Foxtrot contact, Barcelona on 121.705.
My controls, Sandflower in.
1,000.
We'll listen out for that VRAS as well, folks. All the links for today are in the description.
For Osprey 66 beyond DRM.
Oh, it should just be a LNAV.
Contact Barcelona 131.125.
Okay, landing memos, no blue.
Back to 131, 105 for Osprey 66.
Cheeky little stutter.
125.125.
Approaching 2.
Love it.
Right.
So that's confirmed our runway. A little bit of turbulence. Working the problem nicely. If I have to go around a wheel, but I might need to pick a field. The ocean looks still. Might have to ditch. Check. Just flying a visual approach now.
Above.
I ignore the pappies because they're always a little bit off in MSFS 2020. Hello, cheeky. Capture that bit of sync. Looking good.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 10,
Whoa.
5.
That nose down pitch thing with the reset of the trim is very violent for someone that, when you're not used to it. Okay, let's get off the brakes. We'll vacate at Romeo 45. WinWing sticks vibrating still, it's great. Big boot.
Condor 87 Tango, continuous number 3.
Love that, the stick's still vibrating. So like but it's because it's mounted in my seat, it's kind of causing a very slight vibration in my seat.
Condor 56 Yankee Lima, the wind is still 10 degrees 5 knots. From which you find you clear the land, vacate to the right.
Oh, did I get vacate left or vacate right?
Vacate to the left. To the right, yeah, to the right. Osprey 165 contact, Barcelona 121.705.
11705, Happy New Year, thanks ATC. Osprey 165, bye. Let's get that rudder trim resets. What have we got? 1.53 G apparently, 361 and 1 bounce. Woof. All you chiropractors. Yeah, it's like almost as the nose just kind of really planted down. That's with a little bit of rearward stick. It's something I'm not quite used to. I thought it'd be a bit like the Phoenix A321, but it's a bit more violent. 121, 705. Barcelona ground, good evening, Osprey 165. It's vacated, Romeo 5.
Osprey 165, welcome to Barcelona, taxi stand 2901 via Echo, Juliet, November Sierra, Kevin.
Taxi stand 2901 via Echo, Juliet, November Sierra, Osprey 165. Echo. Echo Juliet. Justin, yeah, I know. How are you getting on with the go around, mate? He had traffic on the runway, I think, so had to go around. Sequencing of the approach is so tight for everybody.
Barcelona ground runner 3037, stand 131, we are ready for push and start. Ryanair 3037, push and start is approved.
It is all part of the fun, absolutely. VRAS worked pretty well. I didn't get the kind of halfway call-outs or anything, but then we were stopping quite well, weren't we?
3037, thank you.
Ground, hello, Ryanair 56, Lima request taxi,
GSX
Ryanair
291.
56, Yankee Lima, taxi via Tango, hold short of Kilo November.
taxi via Tango and hold short on Kilo November for Ryanair 56, thank you.
Shuffinek. After all, that 291 isn't even there. Oop. Six November Sierra. (291). Oh, follow me. Swissport. Where's November Sierra? Okay, Juliet 8 down to November Sierra. Right, so. And then Quebec.
Barcelona ground, flight 701, radio check, please.
555.
Thank you so much, Barcelona ground, flight 701,
Shuffinek.
send 228 with information.
This one, because this is
Foxtrot
Juliet, that's
on
Kilo.
request IFR clearance to Roma Fiumicino.
Flight 1701, hello. Sure, permission, Foxtrot is correct. Clear to Rome, departure.
Cool, then straight line, down to the edge of the terminal.
6246.
Ooh.
Cleared to our destination via DRS 1 Charlie, runway 24 left, squawk code 4246, flight 701.
Sorry to hear that, MPS. What aircraft are you, mate?
Squawk 6246.
Joe's asking about the new update for the Headwind A330. It's going to be about 4 odd weeks.
6246, flight 701.
To go across there, there's a little issue with the texture there, actually. Missing yellow line.
Roger, flight 1701, repackage correct.
291. Part Quebec.
Ryanair 156, 56 Yankee Lima.
How many more have we got to land?
You'll go behind
We know.
the traffic, the Ryanair that's pushing back. You'll go behind.
There's the kind of what you call it view again. And then you guys wanted to see when we park up the night textures in the flight deck as well. We'll wind it forwards a little bit once we park. 280.
FedEx 6 November, taxi
lights
Lima
off.
November, Sierra, hold short of Sierra 1.
That's the sticky brake bug. 3.2 tons. Fuel burn's definitely not quite matching the. Even without the step climbs, we've got like almost 6 tons of fuel less. It's that the profile needs to be changed, I think. There's the VDGS. I can spot a little wait signal, but now it's actually refreshed and it's given us indication for the A330, so in we go. Let's turn that completely off onto standby. And we can do without washing the radar all over these guys as well. Gonna let those will come across. Who's put this guy in the way? It's gonna look silly, isn't it? We're basically gonna drive over this chap. That was hairy, wasn't it? Right, let's quickly go to time. Here's the cockpit lighting updates. So we go floodlights.
Red nose 2 Bravo Hotel, Center 2 request pushing start.
Red nose 2 Bravo Hotel, pushing start is approved, face east, Q&A to 1028.
Pushing start approved, face east, Q&A.
I'm not sure what's causing this kind of
Red nose 2 Bravo Hotel.
Ambient lighting.
Barcelona ground channel 3037, we are ready for taxi.
Ryanair 3037, taxi Lima November Sierra.
Actually, it might be the ambience from all of the airport here coming in.
Taxi via Lima November Sierra Hotel and confirm hold short of Sierra 14 for Ryanair 3037.
It looks quite nice, doesn't it?
Yes, Lima November Sierra and short of Sierra 14.
Ryanair 3037,
okay, so that's shut down. Beacon lights. We go to GSX and request deboarding. And we'll go on to New Sky. We'll have a little look to see what we've scored. 9.33, bit of a firm old touchdown, that's great. But still a little bit of a profit. Very nice. Feels very different to when we last operated this aeroplane. So there's a bit of kind of change in technique probably required here.
Go ahead, FedEx 6 November.
Yeah, FedEx 6 November, you're on Tango and going on the wrong direction. Please taxi Kilo November, Sierra, hold short of Sierra 14.
Sorry, sir, I had Lima November Sierra, that's why I turned here. So I must do 180 degrees and go back. FedEx 6 November.
Negative, FedEx 6 November. The first taxi is on your left and taxi on Sierra.
Where are we at?
Taxi on Sierra on the first left for FedEx 6 November.
Shh. 777's touchdown. Who have we got over here? 01. Carlito's just called up on Zulu 5. Don't know where that is.
Osprey 784, hello sir, welcome to Barcelona, taxi San 123 Alpha via Tango and Kilo November.
123 Alpha via Alpha Kilo November.
Confirm Tango Kilo November.
Tango Kilo November.
So many on final still. Look at this.
Ground FedEx 6 November.
Go ahead, FedEx 6 November.
Sir, you want me to hold at Sierra 1, is that correct, sir? FedEx 6 November.
Sierra 14, FedEx 6 November.
Sierra 14.
We'll watch some touchdowns and see how people get on while the sun sets here in Barcelona.
Yeah, that is correct. Turn on your left, FedEx 6 November.
Thank you, sir, for your help, and sorry about the trouble. FedEx 6 November.
No problem. Ryanair 3037, continue taxi holding point from
that's the Vueling.
Left via Mike Delta Kilo, cross runway 22 approved.
Continue taxi to hold, holding point 24 left via
321 as well. Good old Phoenix. We've got a load of folk down here as well. Ryanair's, FedEx.
rueda punto de espera 24 izquierda, vía Bravo Sierra, Mike Delta Kilo,
There we go, that's a bit of a better view, isn't it? Who's next? Looks like a British Airways City Flyer.
Barcelona ground,
Barcelona ground, Shamrock 550.
Jeez, look at those flats. That's the AI doing weird stuff again, isn't it?
Osprey 784, repeat, they block.
We're Raider, just want to confirm this 24124 Alpha.
Well, sorry, that was my bad. The taxi stands 136, Tango Kilo November.
Another one in final there.
Tango Kilo November, Dan 136. Thank you very much.
Red Nose 2 Bravo Hotel, Red thank you.
Red Nose 2 Bravo Hotel, taxi holding point runway 24 left, via Lima Sierra, Kilo, cross runway 2.
So he's actually in an A220, whoever this is. Not an A220, sorry, an Embraer 190. Nicely done. Extending posture than mine.
FedEx 6 November, continue taxi via Mike Delta Kilo to holding point of runway 24 left and cross runway 02.
He's almost off.
Stand by, le llamo break FedEx 6 November.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Taxi holding point runway 24 left via Mike Delta
Bit of separation
Kilo,
though.
cross runway 02.
Just about works, doesn't it? Just going to try and do a little bit of funkiness with some model matching while I've got a moment. See if I can force something in.
Runway approved and go to Mike Delta Kilo for runway 24 left. FedEx 6 November.
Shamrock 550, welcome to Barcelona, taxi stand 128 Alpha via Tango and Kilo November.
Sorry, Shamrock 550 doesn't go.
Yes, stand 128 Alpha via Tango and Kilo November.
128 Alpha via Tango.
That one then.
Or is it Shamrock 500? I know it's just in 195 we Romeo.
Pittsburgh 195, follow share taxi November, full towards the peso. Wally 9206,
Oh, I know why. Going to be in my actual symbol. So, MS-23 folder, packages, community, 777. Look at that.
Barcelona Rodadura, buenas tardes, Vueling 289 November. En el stand 236 con información Foxtrot.
Bravo, Mike's down, good effort.
Vueling 289 November, muy buenas tardes, información Foxtrot es correcto, aprobado a Amsterdam, salida Barcelona 1 Whisky y respondan 6232.
Autorizados Amsterdam por Barcelona 1 Whisky, respondiendo a 6232, Vueling 289 November.
Barcelona ground, good evening, Speed 473 Michael and we're vacating.
Seafairs 472 Mike, stand by, break Seafairs 195, taxi stand 212 via November and Delta Sierra.
Roger, stand 212 via November and Delta Sierra. I think the 777 makes it difficult.
Roger, and taxi Seafairs 472 Mike, taxi November, hold short of Delta Sierra.
Taxi November, hold short of
Mega multitasking here, bear with. Trying it fairly badly. Right, so that's there, that's done. I'm going to try and put in, where is it? Add-ons, model matching, ran spray liveries. Word wrap off. No, I don't. No, thank you.
Speedbird 195, yeah, taxi behind the Speedbird 777.
We'll go. Once you know where he's going, do the 195.
Just trying to work it out now. I'm looking for Delta Sierra.
Delta Sierra, Speedbird 472 is wait a minute, 1245, don't go there.
5 on the left, that's copy Speedbird 4725.
That's right.
Excellent.
Ah, chuff. Made a right mess of that one, hold on. Yay. Copy.
Red Nose 2 Bravo Hotel, Barcelona, travel 118-105.
Tower 118-105, Red Nose 2 Bravo Hotel. Bye-bye.
Warning 2486 con la torre 18105, adiós.
Save. Close. Done. Gonna reload the old model matching. Whee, cheeky. Whoa, whoa! That's probably what mine looked like. Nicely saved though. Always tough when it starts to go a bit peaked on. So I'm going to go dot aircraft, reload model matching rule set, because I think we've got...
Speedbird 472 Mike, you confirm your cargo aircraft, right?
Negative, Speedbird 472 Mike, passenger aircraft, that was assigned 10295.
777L.
Speedbird 472 Mike, change stand 218, taxi stand 218 via Delta Sierra.
I'll just have 218 via Delta Sierra, Speedbird 472 Mike.
No, it's not loading it at all. That's a shame.
Good evening, Shamrock 5, Mike Echo, located Papa 5, Echo 10.
Tango 5 Mike Echo, hello, taxi
Oh, that's why.
stand 120 via Tango and Juliet November.
120 via Tango and Juliet November for Shamrock 5, Mike Echo, thank you.
Okay, now reload. New. Come on, what's it going to give us? Yes. Right, where's Carlito? Who have we got coming in now? We'll watch this landing real quick and then we'll spin around and we'll find Carlito, because actually, let's just do that real quick because I want to see if this has worked. He's over here somewhere. Yes! Here's one of our special edition liveries.
Yes, with the tower on one.
Kind of a special Clarkson's Farm kind of nod.
Okay,
look at that.
118 to the mall 105. Thank you so much for the pump by Rhino 3037.
And we got one with the Hawkstone logo all over it as well. Right, just in time to get this touchdown again.
At holding point runway 02 to cross.
FedEx 6 November, you are clear to cross, I do.
Where's that
Please
touchdown
cross
zone?
runway 02 for FedEx 6 November.
Jubbly. Lots of A330s coming in.
Barcelona ground, g'day, Osprey 866 requesting taxi to the gate.
Osprey 866, welcome to Barcelona, taxi stand 126 Alpha, via Tango and Kilo November.
5 left to come in. Well, no, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 3 left to come in on this one.
126 Alpha by Tango Kilo November, correct.
Where's Justin gone? Did he get down in the end?
Barcelona ground, flight 701, request push and stop.
That's probably 632 that. It's not matched properly. It's done an FSLTL jobby.
Push and stop approved, safety extension H1028, flight 701.
Yeah, look at that in the background. There you go, Zato, there's your work. Majestic. Got to see if we can add those to FSLTL somehow. I'll have to speak to Tapsy about that. Air traffic control have done a superb job both ends today. Massive thank you to all of you guys that are involved as well. They've just dealt with like 22 arrivals in about 10 minutes, 15, 20, 30 minutes. All one after the next. Steer comes Ian, solved his engine start issues that he had. Good effort, mate. Ended up flying Gatwick to Barcelona. Yeah, they've nailed the sequencing as well.
Speedbird 195 on frequency.
So next stream, I'm not sure what we're going to do yet, but ideally it depends on what happens over the next few days. I have got that new Simulations scenery to go and check out as well, to be fair, but I don't think a 777 freighter quite fits there. I'm sure some of you guys might be able to check and verify either way. But I'd like to fly the 777 freighter next, I think. Once again, it's been a little while, and it is superb.
For Stevie 195, thanks very much. Great agency. Please pass it on to the other guys if you would for me.
Down with the special executive jet livery. Look at that. Yeah. Snazzy. Very posh.
550, same as the other guys. Thanks very much.
Thanks to you as well. Have a nice day.
Off the ground, operator 32 Whiskey,
and I think
Osprey 632 Whiskey, welcome to Barcelona.
We've got one Vueling.
131 via Tango and Kilo Nova.
Texas 131 by taxi Kilo November.
Which is Kev. I think that is it. There's a Vueling coming in from Dublin. That's our final pilot for today's hop.
Quebec 6 November, area Barcelona Tower 118 to decimal 105, bye.
(118-105) for FedEx 6 November. Bye, and muchas gracias por todo.
Matt, welcome. Says first fly along today after watching Osprey streams for over a year. Great community and virtual airline. Thank you very much, British Advocate. You're more than welcome, mate. It's great to have lots of you on board. The virtual airline, of course, is there for kind of helping people get a bit confident on VATSIM, getting into flight sim from maybe zero experience without all the pressure, and enjoying that kind of community feel, which we all kind of take part in equally as well, which is great. And that's what makes our virtual airline so good, so unique. And we've got some damn good deliveries as well. Here comes the Swiss. Looks like he's already been flaring all the way. Whoa, he's a floater.
Osprey 2472.
Look at that. What a way to make an arrival. And he's still holding it up. Arriving in style. Excellent touchdown, whoever that was. That was great to watch. Barcelona's looking really good. Still got departures on 24 left going on. There's a Lufthansa A380 there. I mean, how good does that look? Let's watch Kev. Our final pilot inbound for today. No pressure, mate. Yeah, next stream, not sure. It all depends on if I'm off, if the missus is off, if the puppy's being looked after, all that kind of thing. She's still very young at 5 months, so still can't be kind of just put in a crate for 3 hours or left alone downstairs. If she's left out of the crate, she'll probably destroy the sofa. It's therefore not fair to leave her in a crate either. So that's why the streams are still not really as frequent as you guys might like, or as we used to be. But we're slowly building that back. Rewind on the replay. You know, I think VATSIM might be struggling a little bit there. MPS says thanks to the stream. He's going to go lick his wounds after his cockpit froze out on him there. Happy New Year to you. Good touchdown, Kev.
Flight 701 taxi.
And it is A321 as well, very popular aircraft in the sim now. The home of Vueling, of course, Barcelona.
Taxi holding point.
A couple of Osprey pilots over there in the old terminal. Looking really good. And the rest of us beyond the sunset on the edge of the terminal there. But thank you to all of you for taking part wherever you are in the world, especially our air traffic controllers. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. Big thank you to Headwind Simulations for giving us access to their preview version as well. Hit like, hit subscribe if you've not done so already, and drop a little comment if you're watching this on demand, of course, as well. But in the meantime, as always, I hope you've had a great Christmas, a great holiday period, whether that be Hanukkah, whatever else you've been celebrating, and we look forward to a fantastic 2024 ending, and hopefully equally epic 2025 beginning in the next few days. So yeah, Happy New Year to all of you, wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Thanks for flying. See you soon.
Happy New Year, have a nice evening, bye. Flight 1701, hold position.